All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. We are live. Excited to be here on a Friday night. Hey, yo, I wasn't exactly certain how excited I was going to be. I don't even know if that makes sense. Obviously, do we have to make our pro Kendrick claims early on? I guess I forgot to put the Black Panther vinyl up, the soundtrack album, obviously, that Kendrick performed for that. Our brother got us that recently, so that's supposed to be a part of the set. But we can't risk having it up in like normal daytime hours. Hey yo, something's gonna happen to it. So IT's got to remember to set it up. But I guess for the Drake episode, hey yo, would it have been appropriate? I don't know, but I guess anything Chadwick Boseman related is going to be appropriate. Obviously rest in peace, shout out. But obviously anything Kendrick related album wise. Hey yo, did he re-release anything from Black Panther on the album? I don't think so. That might be actually probably not. I'm gonna have to go back. I was gonna say, is that the one Kendrick project that he's done so far that doesn't like subliminally diss Drake at some point? Hey yo, it is what it is. But I guess tonight is Drake's chance to get back. Hey, we'll see what happens with Iceman. I've managed to stay pretty. I guess just to document where we're at this point, to try to give you an honest sort of assessment of our. Hey, I don't the pre-album interview. Hey yo, we haven't necessarily seen too much internet reaction to it, so I can't say I've been influenced of the reactions of like 16 fire emojis. Hey yo, this instant class the best of all time. Drake's the GOAT. I have not seen anybody post the Scorsese meme yet. Hey yo, when somebody does the absolute cinema with Scorsese, that's when I guess at this point we gotta go. I think every album that's been released in 2026 has gotten the Scorsese meme from the Rap TV Instagram page. It is what it is, and I didn't even realize. Hey yo, Drake taking over the media. I guess is the Rap TV Instagram page media. It kind of is, but when I went to the Iceman website, I was like, wait, it says on the bottom, hey, our journalistic integrity, it took over. I'm not sure, but it said powered by low battery. And I was looking that up. Again, I don't know why. It is what it is. But I was like, oh wait, this is the Rap TV and that whole family of pages. I guess that's the main one that I personally would follow of those. I guess there's one that's just called Bars maybe as well too. I guess I don't know how that's different than Rap TV. We might have to look into that. It is, what do we say, rap related? It's not like hey yo. I was gonna say jail content. Whoa, because I was thinking of the Rewatchables pod. Shout out. We're gonna blame it on them, but Bill Simmons, the host on there, always had a joke about a channel of just prison movies, and it would be called I guess Jails. So that's why I was thinking bars, jails. I guess I wasn't. Hey yo. I guess again that's what I was thinking. It was kind of a leap, but it is what it is. But either way, what are we saying? It was like, wait, they're running his own website for promoting the album, and then they like got their logo on the page changed. I'm trying to think of when that would have happened in like movies or something. Like, did the Hollywood Reporter, and maybe they did at some point, I don't know, but did the Hollywood Reporter, when Avengers Endgame dropped, like change the Hollywood Reporter logo to the Marvel? I don't know. But then it's like, it's the Hollywood Reporter building the Avengers Endgame website. Again, I don't really know what it means. Hey, yo. I guess I was kind of surprised. Just because, again, they're like a main page, so they were posting in the battle. It seemed pretty neutral as well, too. Like, they're obviously pro Drake and pro Kendrick, and that there's just a lot of content about them because they're celebrities. But in terms of, pause, leaning it one way or the other, like, it does seem like it is, pretty equal. In terms of, like this guy, this guy got this guy. And again, they were like pretty well documenting the timeline of the beef. So do we have to go back and look? Was there a post like Drake or Kendrick ends Drake? Ayo, or was it just like was it more stating the facts? Like Kendrick dropped it. Maybe we do have to go back. Again, ultimately it doesn't matter. We know what happened. We don't know what happened. Is he going to address is there a track on here called Lawsuit, chat? Hey, yo. Lawsuit? I don't know. Is that what we call his Iceman outfit, chat? That's his lawsuit? Oh, no. Oh, no, chat. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not going to lie. We were, when Not Like Us dropped again, where we making, I guess, not like on the live stream or anything, but just around in our own life, driving around. And I guess we probably shouldn't even be saying this on the Iceman live stream. It is what it is. But we're gonna listen to the album. We're gonna love them. Hey, we just, at the end of the day, I realize I love the competitiveness of it. As sports guys, and I think that's what we all love as fans as well. We love the fact that the competitiveness, can at its best breed better competition. But it can push the guys to be better, obviously. And just being the NBA journalists that we are, Chet, we just love the competitiveness of, again, I'll say the game, obviously, it's the music and stuff, but just the competitiveness of the battle, the competitiveness. And it's obviously, do we say it's the battle at this point? But like we were saying, even going back before the battle, the careers were always competitive. The careers always were aligned. So there are, I guess, the potential of obviously the direct references to a certain event. So then it would be like, okay, that is tied in, obviously, to the battle in some ways. But in terms of the comparisons, in terms of the narratives, in terms of, again, just the, like we're saying, the celebrity and the talking, the conversation of it all, like those guys are still the main two guys. And, I know we said this a couple live streams ago, but I think I guess we didn't say this part of it, but I think was the rap beef good for Drake? I don't know if it was good for Drake. I don't know if I 100% believe, what's the old saying? Bad publicity is good. Like, publicity is, you guys don't, what's the publicity saying? Do we have to ask ChatGPT what the publicity saying is? But it's like, no, it's like bad. There is no such thing as bad publicity or something like that. I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. It's like even if you get bad press and people know about it, like your name is still out there, so it's still good marketing and that type. Again, there is a saying for it that's much more condensed. It is what it is. But I don't know if I 100% believe that. But in a situation like the rap beef, again, and obviously did it get nasty as well too? Again, obviously with some of the lyrics and stuff, like there are, I guess, ways that you could say that, again, it was like bad press for Drake, but again, the only quote, I'll say, like, quote unquote bad press was the fact that he just got out rapped, out lyricized at the end of the, out lyricized, not even, but the beat selection, all out song created, like all out maneuvered, like he just got, he got outdone in the battle. Like that's, at the end of the day, that was I think the part that was, again, like if we're saying there was any bad press, like that's the part that you just look back and go, like, at the end of the day, Kendrick got the win. But again, it was still like, and Kendrick got the Super Bowl as well too, but that event was the Super Bowl of rap in a way, obviously. Again, there's not like one defined event, obviously, that is that, but that is about as big of a, I mean, the 90s, I mean, and Nas and Jay-Z as well too. Like, I mean, that's, mainstream stuff as well. But, again, the level to this was super crazy. And I think it did make Drake even a little bit more of a household name as well, too. Again, he was obviously there in some ways, but just his, and, kind of like the looking back factor of the careers now. Like, there is like a, I'm not saying they're on the downward trajectory, but there is like a status that they've now achieved, that they've moved into, that seems a little bit different, where I guess, it is like a legacy, it is like a legendary all-time thing, where again, like we would bring them up in those conversations. But even an event like that just really continued to, because again, like Drake even, he did perform well, but it was just an all-time performance. It is what it is. I guess I was going to compare it to the 2016 finals. I guess Steph did have good games in the 2016 finals. Just maybe the game 7 numbers. We have to go back and check. But like Draymond in the 2016 finals, I don't know. But, I guess LeBron in the 2018 finals, maybe not quite LeBron in the 2018 finals. Devin Booker in the 2022 finals. We have to go back and look at his numbers. I don't know. But I remember the other day I saw a clip of, it was just the intro of the Bucks. I think it was that game 6, and I think, is that the one that Giannis just went crazy in? It was the intro of game 6 Bucks Suns for the NBA Finals. And again, that's not like a major market NBA Finals, But that there was buzz around that. Like thinking back to that, like that, and I mean that was a great series as well too. Again, Giannis was just amazing that entire time. I mean, we've been obviously, I mean that is up there with that with Kendrick's performance in the rap battle. The best performances of the 2020s. Giannis in the 2021 finals. Am I getting right? And I guess Steph the next year as well too. And then I guess, or am I getting those years backwards? I think Giannis won and then Steph, right? Obviously Steph way before won a couple, but in the 2020s, I think it was what, LeBron, Giannis, Steph, and then Jokic, and then Tatum, and then Shea, and now who, Chet? You know what name we want to throw in there, but I guess we have to actually wait and see it happen as well too. And speaking of, Wemby does play next, I guess, for where we're sitting at right now. The Pistons, facing elimination, are up 107-91. So again, we are NBA journalists. We're going to keep an eye on the games in the background here. And Wembanyama, will Drake have a Wembanyama bar? Oh, what is the odds of a Wembanyama bar? I was thinking about this as well too. Instead of just Drake diss lyrics, I was thinking, how can Drake rhyme Wembanyama? Because he did rhyme Antetokounmpo. Do we have to go back and look at that real quick? I don't necessarily know that that verse off the dome. Hey, yo, Iceman, Maid of Honor, Habit. I mean, this is now the most I've seen of the Iceman album. I have it pulled up in Spotify in the background on the computer here, ready to go. When I pulled it up, I squinted, so I didn't see anything. Hey, yo, and I did also see that 21 Savage is featured. Shocker. Hey, yo, is it 7 a.m. in? It's Bridal Path something, right? Hey, yo, 7 a.m. It's not 7 a.m. in Bridal Path. That doesn't make any sense, does it? Maybe. I don't know. It is. It's something along those lines. Maybe it'll be close enough. I guess if I look it up on CBL real quick, I can find. 7 a.m. on Bridal Path. Okay, so we're close. We're close. I mean, this is one of the better songs off of Certified Lover Boy, right? What does he say? Don't move like a Pluto. Could at least keep it a buck like Antetokounmpo. I made north of the border. Like Vito Rizzuto, throwing parties in Miami. They loving us mucho. Hey, yo. With the whole ratio, I'm David Caruso. There's a mad shortage of people giving me kudos. I've been doing this since T-Pain was pouring us Nuvo. You tell them I run the country, they say true, though. Papi Chulo, gripping Chulo. Okay, Chad. So, he was able to rhyme Antetokounmpo in a verse. Like Drake, like we said before, just because we're giving Kendrick his props in the battle and all that stuff, like Drake did, and that's what we're saying, did have an all-time performance in a way. And I know, I guess it is the hard part 6 like Game 7 for Curry. But so I guess Drake was probably better in the finals than Curry. Hey, yo, chat. Hey, yo, do we have to be honest, chat? Do we have a booger situation? Oh, chat, what are we, a child? This is embarrassing. Hey, yo, wait just a second. Mute. Okay, chat, we're not going to say what just happened. Hey, yo, it is what it is. We keep it moving. But keep it a buck like Antetokounmpo. Hey, yo. So I was thinking if he was talking about the battle, if he was referencing, because again, make no mistake, he's going to do it. It is what it is. But if he was referencing the battle, could we get a blocking out the trauma like Wembanyama, Chet? Hey, yo, does Drake need us as a ghostwriter? Hey, yo. I don't know. I guess we have one bar for him. We have one. If he needs any Wembanyama related bars, I guess we'll sit around and think of those. Hey, yo, it is what it is. But outside of that, we might be a little more limited. Hey, yo, maybe we sneak in a Ginobili rhyme. I don't know. I feel like somebody's definitely said Ginobili. Hey, yo, I cannot think of the song right away, or like, something sounds familiar. But I know I've heard it. It could be Drake as well too. Again, obviously he does shout out athletes. I guess, is that the one thing that Kendrick could do more, but he did do it in which diss track is it? Is that Meet the Grams? Where he says, Braun, keep the family away. Steph, keep the family. The one time he's ever shouted out an athlete. I'm trying to think. Good Kid, Mad City. Does he say? Maybe he says LeBron more. Does he talk about LeBron on TPAP again as well? Maybe. Hey, yo, obviously Jay-Z talks about LeBron as well. Wade a couple times, but Kendrick doesn't really shout out athletes as well. Jid, of course, that's one of Jid's. That's one of the best parts of his game. Is the recognition of the athletes. I mean, he is the number one. He is the number one right now athlete shout out guy. Jackie Joyner Kersey. I just what do you? Oh, hey yo. I guess we could look up that song VCRs. But Curse. He rhymes Kersey with personally. Hey yo. I guess we have to tread lightly around that part of about that part of the song. But Jackie Joyner Kersey. We got that. It is what it is. But either way, Chet, John Krasinski action movie. A Jack Ryan movie. Hey yo, shout out. Anytime there's an explosion in a high skyscraper, I'm gonna be looking over, going, okay, what's happening? What's happening? If you wanna catch my attention in a trailer, put an action scene in a skyscraper. It immediately goes to the top of the all-time movies. I mean, Skyfall is an all-time movie, anyways, but it is partially, again, part of the greatness of the movie is the skyscraper scene. It's one of the great, camera work scenes. One of the great neon scenes in Bond history as well. I don't know. I kind of do like. We've praised the cinematography on No Time to Die a couple of times. Hey, yo, we'll probably do it again. But shout out our guy Linus Sandgren. He was the cinematographer on La La Land. So there's like a purpley hue to La La Land. There is like a there is a little bit more of some of those colors in No Time to Die, maybe in a couple of parts. In No Time to Die as well too, you have the opening scene out on the snow, and then after the opening credits song, you get immediately it pivots into one of those purple skyscraper shots that we're talking about, and you have the team grappling in on the side of the skyscraper. It's like, hey, yo, I mean, I remember seeing that in the theater. I remember walking in, seeing the ice scene, and then seeing the skyscraper right after. I mean, you got Billie Eilish on the opening song, Crushes as well too, and then seeing the skyscraper right away. It's like, oh man, is this gonna be the best Bond movie ever? Again, Skyfall's awesome, but I mean, hey yo, Chad, No Time to Die rips. That movie goes. I tell you what, you want to watch a good James Bond movie, No Time to Die. I mean, we have, I think, an anniversary for that later this year, so that could be one of the newer anniversaries that we are. I mean, an instant classic. And speaking of instant classics, Chad, No Time to Die. Hey yo, will Iceman be a James? I guess is Iceman a James Bond villain in any of the? Did Roger Moore face off against an Iceman at some point? I'm not sure. Hey, yo. But I guess we'll see. Do we get a Wembanyama bar? Because that would be the challenge. I don't know if we have another name player. I guess who's the guy that dropped the points for San Antonio off the bench two seasons ago? Mamushvili? Shout out. I think, the NBA fans know. The NBA fans know. If you know the NBA, you know Mamushvili. You know who I'm talking about. So maybe you get a Mamushvili, but I feel like that's almost like I might not even be saying the name right. Again, like Antetokounmpo, Wembanyama, it is one of those where you get the name and there is a the letters enunciate. Hey yo, Antetokounmpo, Wembanyama. Mamushvili, again, you got a lot of Mamushvili. Again, it just kind of all goes together. It is Rem and Sam language corner here. Hey yo. You really show up. I mean, we're just getting warmed up for when we break down these lyrics. It is what it is. We got the grammar chat. We got the grammar on lockdown here at the Rev and Sam Pod. Hey yo. It is what it is. But I will say as well too. Again, in excitement, in anticipation for this album, and there was. I guess I don't know if it was dropped on Spotify as a single, because again, what did I miss? Obviously, that song's been out for a while, so you can't really avoid that song. But again, we didn't necessarily want to for the sake of saving it for the album, because at the time it dropped, it wasn't the album was right away. I guess there was some pushbacks and stuff, but it wasn't the album's supposed to be a month away at this point. So it's this is the single for now. I guess I necessarily can't confirm. Again, I haven't seen the track list at this point. I can't necessarily confirm that it is on the track list. I did also, I guess, see something about 3 albums as well too. I don't really know what that means, but then I maybe saw a runtime of 68 minutes. Again, we're still previewing at this point. We're still, haven't really seen anything about it. Almost 24 hours in. So I was thinking as well too. Do we do the sort of reactions after the fact? I was basically like, do I listen to it at the gym this morning, and then we can just react to it later? But I saved it. I was like, no, we can do the live instant reactions and go through it tonight. It is what it is. But then I saw the 3 albums. I was like, wait a second, should I have, started queuing them up earlier? It is what it is. There's a lot of material there. But I guess maybe it's sort of, again, like a 3 discs. Hey, yo, whoa. A 3 discs situation. So, and we did just see Cole drop 2 albums as well, too. So this is the way that they're getting back at Kendrick. Is like, we just can make so much good music. But that was part of... that was part of what he said on Might Delete Later. And I did think that I thought that, and, again, timing is, so important for all this stuff as well. And again, at the end of the day, the apology is the thing that, did J. Cole in for the battle? I mean, literally, again, that's literally what withdrew him from the battle is himself. But I do think the move, because again, in the moment as well, it's not like, 7-minute drill itself was super well received. Like, some of the tracks on that were super well received. But I do think that just the fact that he did turn around and do the album that quickly. Again, I'm not saying that he recorded all of those verses, like, between first, or between the Like That verse and then when that album dropped. But, again, like that, I just strategically, I thought that was a good move by him, was to just be like, hey, screw it. Like, because again, that album was... I guess it's still on Spotify, but that album is, it's definitely very competitive. Again, is it aimed at, like, is there a way to go back and say it's not necessarily aimed directly at Kendrick, but kind of aimed at everyone? So if the shoe fits, wear it. If the shoe fits, wear it, type of situation. And obviously, again, Kendrick obviously sees himself as the greatest, as he should, competitively, and again, he'll definitely wear that and take that challenge up when he needs to, like we saw him do. But again, just the idea of just like proving, again, just how much quality, just how much quality, the endless quality that you have, the capabilities there was, I think, a good strategic move. But, again, unfortunately for him, it is what it is. But either way, I do think that is what is getting me excited, for this album here before we officially get in and listen to it, is the potential, anyways, just the potential hunger, if that's the proper word, for him on this album. Because I was thinking about that, and again, in correlation to my excitement to the album as well too, because I do think that did hurt For All the Dogs a little bit. Because if I'm being like my truest, honest self here on the REMINGTOM pod, again, what's the point in lying? Like, just so I can, so we have the popular take, nothing was the same, is as good as all the other albums. Like, yeah, it's got good songs on it. Do we revisit it all the time? I gotta plug in the laptop here, chat. We're gonna see the battery start draining real quick. But, if I'm being, again, we can pull up the Spotify. Spotify just dropped that playlist as well, too, which I'm too scared to look at, but it's like your most played all-time songs, I guess. I don't know. That just seems like too much Spotify history to go back and look at it once. Am I ready to go down that memory lane, chat? Reckon with my own mortality, see my Spotify history like that? I'm not sure. The year-end raps are good enough for me. But what are we saying? What are we saying, chat? For the, again, just the hunger, the approach to them. Like, For All the Dogs, I think it is legitimately, at least, I could argue that it, production-wise, it's my favorite Drake album. Again, is it gonna, at the end of the day, hit some of the same just nostalgic factors that an album the album Take Care and Views, for me specifically? Chad, do we have to pivot real quick? We do have a WNBA game on in the background, and Caitlin Clark just tied it up with 2 seconds left. So shout out, give props. Again, basketball journalist, but like we're saying, again, there is just a vibe, a time period around those albums as well. Again, Take Care, just that initial ascension into like that true stardom and like actually winning the Grammy for the album, and again, becoming that real superstar, game-changing factor. And like I'm not gonna sit here and deny the quality of Nothing Was the Same. Oh, chat, did that go in? Oh, chat, did that count? The Mystics just hit a half-court shot. I don't know if she shot it before the buzzer, though, which is, probably why it went in. Just the pressure of just, not having, of just casually, pause shooting it. But, yeah, it was a full, at the bottom of the gather of the shot when the buzzer went off. So, not really too close. But, again, impressive heave. Hey, yo, and a swish as well, too. So, getting us distracted here. Hey, distracted by the WNBA, the basketball that's being played is what we're saying. And we do have Wemby on the court as well, too. So if we're ever going to start this album, Chad, it's going to have to be before this Wemby game starts, because we're not going to hear any lyrics once that happens. We're going to be like, he's saying Wembenyama. It's like, no, it's just the guy calling the game that we're actually listening to. Because, again, we need to get to this Thunder series, Chad. Hey, yo. I mean, we can't have Anthony Edwards spoiling the part. I mean, it would obviously be some all-time stuff if he does still his all-time stuff. But, just the potential Shea Edwards matchup is a potential all-time for this era type of matchup. Like, again, Edwards obviously has the potential to be an era-defining guy in a type of way. I'm bracing myself for the incredible. We've been bracing ourselves for the incredible Edwards performance all playoffs. But that is the part of the series that I think, honestly, that they have lacked a little bit. I know that the one piece of first take that I did hear, I don't even remember. Was it first take? I don't even remember what it was. The one piece of media that I heard about this series was Julius Randle needed to take more shots. Maybe it was Russillo. I don't know. But it was like, okay, I get that is the case, but there is just a lack of spice that Anthony Edwards' game has been played with, if that makes sense. It does seem, and obviously, if he was playing aggressively but poorly, I'm sure our analysis would be like, oh, Anthony Edwards needs to be more efficient, blah, blah, blah. But, there is a level of you just want to see him at the end of the day say screw it and just kind of attack, even if it might not always be the, not necessarily the right play, but it's just that matter of him taking it into his own hands in some ways. As well, is that your game plan, like Anthony Edwards take over? But, even the most well-written movies have scenes where the actors are going to improvise and make it better. So, it's undeniable. Again, you can have the best game plan that you can have, and I'm all for that. We can't deny that as a part of basketball. But at the end of the day, there is going to have to be, in the playoffs, that extra level of your superstar just taking over at some point. And obviously, defensively, Wemby's done that. But offensively, he has just had to mention Simmons again, Bill Simmons, Wemby has just had a real FU to his offensive game. And he has just, early in that first quarter of that last game, his aggressiveness to just go out, and you could just see him demanding kind of every opportunity that he could get. I don't know if Edwards has been playing with that same type of demand necessarily. Again, I'm not trying to Edwards, LeBron in the 20 level, Edwards is choking in the playoff. I'm just if I were a Timberwolves fan, if I, had, I wouldn't necessarily mind seeing, again, Edwards, obviously, I wouldn't mind seeing Edwards drop 40 if I was a Timberwolves fan. Is that our hot take? But, again, just I wouldn't mind seeing him, be a little bit more aggressive as well, too. I mean, but, Randall taking over, a little mini dunk on Wemby. Hey, yo. Okay, what are we saying about these albums, chat? The hunger level for the albums. Because I was going to say, again, For All the Dogs, Drake, just quick pivot back, Drake was obviously sitting at the top of the game. This is not he got dethroned sort of point, but I guess it is, because that does go to the hunger for the album. But I'm trying to remember, the rollout for that album as well, too. I don't necessarily, not to say that I don't remember it as well, but again, it wasn't, we're always gonna want new Drake music, but again, he was just riding such a high at that point, and I know that what do we say, critically, maybe his albums weren't necessarily unanimously loved going up into that point as well too. I'm trying to remember the exact order here as well. Again, we mentioned Certified Lover Boy already. There was one before For All the Dogs that I'm not thinking of, I think. And then Certified Lover Boy in 2021. Her Loss. Ayo, how could I forget about? Honestly, never mind as well too, but Her Loss is what I was thinking of. Again, just another, amazing produced album. Again, there is a modern trapness. Our technical breakdown. There is a modern trapness to Her Loss and For All the Dogs that you don't necessarily get on Take Care. And I think that Views, again, there's a different R&B sort of vibe on Views than there is on Take Care. I mean, Take Care is, again, just such a great project. You got headlines on here. Literally Crew Love. I mean, hey, yo. This whole, again, it's a skipless album. There's a reason this album won the Grammy, Chad. It is what is hot take. Hey, yo. Over My Dead Body, Shot for Me, headlines, Crew Love, Take Care, Marvin's Room, Bury Alive from Interlude, Underground Kings, We'll Be Fine, Make Me Proud, Lord Knows. Hey, yo. Camera's good when Interlude, Doing It Right. The Real Her. We're just reading the track list at this point. Look what you've done. Hell yeah, fucking right. Practice the Ride. The motto is the track list that we got here. So, again, hey, yo, obviously a classic. But, again, and, maybe we've mentioned as well, too, the Mary J. Blige sample on Views with Weston Road Flows. Just an all-time song. It is what it is. The Mary J. Blige song as well, too, but just the sample as well is great. I get it's so close. It's so close. I honestly don't even know which one. Like, if I only had to pick one vinyl off the shelf, they're like, okay, you can have any Drake vinyl, but again, only one. Or I guess if they're just like, you can pick between Take Care's or Views, I might just take Care at that point. Hey, yo, again, just for the feeling of pause, hey, yo, but hey, yo, just go back and far as you can in terms of like your childhood in some ways. I don't know. I'm not saying that was like the perfect time for like, us listening to music, consuming culture, all that stuff. Pause. But there is just something about the mystery of those early years as well too. I think that's what it is really. Just because you're just so into the discovery phase is like, because again, the music that has been played for you. But then once it's like, oh, the branch out is happening, like, where am I going with this? Like, again, then just like the whole thing is, the whole musical world is there for you. And then, it's like we're saying, then you get the big three obviously moving in at that time as well too. And it's like, hey, yo, obviously there's just going to be an undeniable gravitation toward that. It is what it is. But, again, just thinking about this entire run all the way up until basically, because even Scorpion as well, he is post another beef, there as well. But Care Package, obviously a little bit of an, do we say underrated project? It is, and some of the albums from these great artists, in a way, they do become like to-be classics as well. We were just looking at the Kingdom Come album from Jay-Z on the last live stream, Ayo, and it's like, what? That album is good. Like, is it Reasonable Doubt? Is it the blueprint? No. But is Jay-Z still better at making music than a lot of people? Yeah, he is. And, there also is, again, just like the comfort factor pause, like with a guy like Jay, if you're just into, I gotta say, if you're into Jay-Z, but, I'm just like we're not. But again, I'm just like, if that's the guy that you're into, you're just going to be into the hang with him. And, if you're just into Drake, I was like, Care Package has got, production that I like, and it does have good songs well too. Josie's Freestyle and some fun ones on there. 4 p.m. in Calabasas, 5 a.m. in Toronto. Again, I guess they're all good. I guess they're all good. Again, I can't necessarily speak to them all, but again, I think there was a little bit of just that kind of loss of hunger with sort of just like we're saying, the lull in consistency. Again, it was not a bad lull by any means. Again, in the streaming sense, all of these 2020 albums are being revisited. Dark Lane demo tape, Certified Lover Boy, Honestly Nevermind, Her Loss, For All the Dogs, Some Sexy Songs for You, I guess, in 2025. But, for Kendrick, if I'm thinking about the Kendrick albums, again, obviously he's been much more selective with his albums, but he didn't have that run where he was quote unquote like, and again, I'm not saying that Drake was just making music. Like, he has been, it's one of the reasons that he is, his legacy is what it is as a great artist, is because he was able to put out, good projects like this year after year after year. But, Kendrick didn't have that run where it was just like, okay, I'm just making music now. And not necessarily working at like the highest levels of artistic, inspiration or whatever. Because, you go back to, like his quickest turnaround for dropping an album is his first 2 albums, if I'm not mistaken. Because he dropped Section 80 in 2011, and then that's the summer of 2011, and then I want to say in the spring of 2000. Am I getting that wrong? I guess maybe, I don't remember exactly what month in 2012 Good Kid, Mad City dropped, but again, that 12-month cycle, and then not until 2016 again to Pimp a Butterfly, which he does kind of have to go on a little bit of a artistic journey, and then spins right back around, in 2017 and drops another album, and then, again, has to go on the little bit of a wait and, return with Mr. Morale, and even, those projects as well, too, like, there was an understanding of what those projects were, in a sense. Like, again, we know that, we're always going to want, again, good music. There's hits off of Mr. Morale. Mr. Morale as an album project is one of, that is honestly one of the great, like, you go to the album for the album, but don't always pull the songs out of the album. Again, I do like, throwing Die Hard in the rotation, throwing N95 in the rotation, Savior, Count Me Out. And I love the outro track Mirror as well, too. I honestly might even argue that Count Me Out and Mirror and Die Hard, that might be the top 3 of that. I don't know what maybe Savior, if we're doing a Mount Rushmore off of Mr. Morale. Again, I'll pull those out for my personal rotation. But, you really do just go back to, maybe a little bit like that with T-Pap as well, too, kind of revisiting the album as a whole. But as it being kind of that vulnerable sort of project, again, there is that understanding of, I guess in a project like that, I might not necessarily be expecting like all, again, like bangers or something like that, or it to be like a crazy type of Ox album. Again, he does give you those type of songs on there, but it's not necessarily what the album is for. Again, there's just like a different type of hype level for that, and then, or, a different type of motivation, a different type of hunger in the artistry. Again, that's like a very personal type of artistry that he's doing. That's not that braggadocious stuff, because again, that's kind of where Drake, I guess that's the point, is where he is, the perspective of, where he's approaching a lot of this stuff is from, it's either an underdog mentality or the top of the game mentality, I guess, and that's why some of the older stuff does resonate in a different type of way, is because there is a storytelling factor there that is obviously a little bit different. Like GNX is the first project where Kendrick doesn't really do a whole lot of storytelling in that album. He does get personal on tracks like Reincarnated and obviously Man at the Garden, and what's the one I'm thinking about at the end. I mean, I guess on Dodger Blue, he is talking about, he is if I'm saying, in a good way, he is like gatekeeping, LA. I guess I don't know if can gatekeeping be a good thing? I guess, being protecting sort of the community there on that song. Obviously that song being kind of like a LA cruising type of an anthem. But, again, there's not like that sort of just vivid imagery that he's painting on a lot of these tracks where, again, if you are going to be in that braggadocious stuff, you do kind of need that goal to be shooting for, in a little bit of a way. And I do think that, again, maybe it's not a bad thing that, Drake lost the goal. Again, we all would dream to lose the goal of being the number one because we've been at the top of the game for so long. Like, that's exactly where you want to be for Drake. But, again, it doesn't change the fact of what happened, and it doesn't change the fact as well, too, in a good way, that there is, for me as well, too, that expectation of him being a little bit more hungrier on this album. Now, again, the lyrical content, all that different stuff, is there going to be... again, like I was, is he going to be doing like, here is what my childhood was like, and here's how I'm tying this into all this different, is there going to be all this storytelling type stuff? I don't know about that, but maybe just the approach on the album, sort of the aggressiveness of the attack, because that was, again, going back to For All the Dogs, maybe a little thing that you could have critiqued, and for a little thing, well, one of the few minor things wrong with that album, but yeah, again, I would have, just listening to the criticism of it, that would have been the one thing that I'm like, okay, I could see it. Because again, if somebody criticized the, production or all that stuff, it's like, that's obviously subjective. Because guess what? I love almost every song on that album. I can't think, hey, Scary Hours edition slaps as well too. Virginia Beach, Amen. Calling for You. I mean, what you want me to tell you I don't like that song, Chad? It is what it is. That might be one of my favorites. Fear of Heights, Daylight, First Person Shooter. Oh, Chad, I'm playing it right now. Just You Right. First person shooter mode, we turn on your song. I mean, what a good song, Chad. Hey, yo, hot take. It's so unfortunate that song means nothing. Hey, yo. We turning your song to a funeral. You better be talking about working in cubicles. Yeah, them boys had a lock, but I knew the code. Not the 3, not the 2, I'm the UNO, numero uno. Me and Drizzy, this like the Super Bowl. Oh, chat. Oh, no. Oh, no. J. Cole probably not going to be featured on Iceman. Hey, yo. Is that our hot take, chat? J. Cole is not going to be on this album. It did not go well for Drake last time he had a J. Cole feature. J. Cole goes on a Drake album, starts talking up to Kendrick about how good all these guys are. J. Cole's like, hey, yo, me and Drake over here are the greatest. And now like, Drake's like, hey, you said you got us into this battle and then apologized and then left and then now left me to fight the pettiest rapper in history? Hey, yo. So my guess is J. Cole will not be making an appearance. Hey, our guy, unfortunately, might be on the sideline. Maybe in the deluxe. Maybe a leak. I don't know. Can we get like a leaked verse on Plot Twist? Like he kind of did, I almost said Notre Dame freestyle. He did Fighting Irish freestyle a little bit like, where he was like, it was just like the camera set up and the beats like playing on the speaker in the background. Can he just drop like an Instagram story where he's in the studio and it's just like a J. Cole verse playing? And it's like, oh, that could have been on the album. Hey, yo. But I guess I don't think that J. Cole will be on here going, me and Drizzy are back again and we're better than ever and we're the greatest of all time. And Drizzy's like, whoa, hey, whoa. He's like, let me say what I gotta say here. But when they start debating about who the GOAT, I say, Chad, it's been so long since we listened to this song. Hey, yo. And I love the production. I love the OG sample as well, too. I'm going to forget the name of it. I probably should even just go back to that a little bit more. Hey, yo, I do know the album. It's like a Bay Area situation. Hey, yo. Let me go to my oldies playlist here real quick, because we definitely have it saved in there. Is the guy's name, is it Joe Washington? It is Joe Washington. Look me in the eyes, chat. Are we just going to play it right now instead of first-person shooter mode? Hey, yo. Are we going to get copyrighted if this is in the background? A song from 62 or whenever this dropped? I don't know when this compilation dropped in 05, but I don't think this song is from that. In my eyes, look me in my eyes. Oh, chat. Hey, yo. Hey, yo, you want to get us fired up for this Drake album? What about Joe Washington, Big Bad Bay Area? Hey, yo. I guess that's what the Big Bad Bay Area. Various artist compilation. And you see, I'm the man for you. Chat. Hey, just sample it again. Try it again, chat. The no J. Cole version. Hey, yo. The We Don't Want Beef with Kendrick version. Hey, yo. It is what it is. Just try it one more time, chat. Oh no. We want this. We need this. We need this sample in rotation. It is what it is. Oh, we have it right. We have it in the playlist right above the 8 a.m. in Charlotte sample. I guess we must. Or is this 8 a.m. in Charlotte? Change? Oh, I guess Western Ruffles good next. Is this it? Because that one was also. No. What is the? Oh, this is Evil Ways. Oh, chat. For All the Dogs is good, chat. Hot take. That's a good album. I think, like I've said, top 3 for me for my rotation. For Drake at this point. We'll see if Iceman breaks into the top 3. Hey, yo. But what's the... Evil Ways, I guess, is the one that we could queue up. Because that is obviously not, like, necessarily... attacking Kendrick in a way. And then what's the other one that he drops? Oh, Stories About My Brother, chat. Hey, yo, obviously the Conductor Williams, he's on fire on this track. I mean, Conductor, he's the best at, maybe not the best. I guess we can say the best right now. We'll throw it out there. Why not? But I feel like we do that with wide receivers. Like everybody's the best receiver in the league. But the Conductor, he might be the best at just the simple loops at this point, if I can say that respectfully. Like, obviously, I mean, that's a bad way to phrase it. But, just again, this is a good thing. Like, there is just a minimalism to these tracks. But it's just like the loops that he does have, they're so hypnotizing, chat. They're so captivating. Hey, yo. The horns on this one. And, again, hey, yo, like Drake, it turns out he can have a good cadence over a beat as well, too. So You Broke My Heart. Again, hey, yo, For All the Dogs, chat. I mean, we just want to go back and listen. We might just do a For All the Dogs, remember the album situation. You have got to change. You got to change. This is where he says he's got the Lincoln bar, chat. Hey yo, and we Lincoln like we freed the slaves. Let me see where he's even through the glass to see the gaze, to find a way that top that are gonna be amazed. Volkswagen, the way I'm running Beatles plays. Yeah, and we Lincoln like we freed the slaves, conquered hell, walked the ville, and set my feet ablaze. My heart hardens every year like sneakers that Adidas made. I never did the VMAs. I'm not in need of praise. All praise-born sinners. Jesus saves my brothers running through the six like green berets, beefing with the block that's 500 feet away. Wheel of Fortune, the way. They need a K. Nah, ooh, I only need a raise. Did we get that right? And safe to stash these Frito-Lays. Time was hard. I watched Mama Rob and Paul just to get Peter paid. Chat. Hey, yo. They are cooking on that song. They are cooking. It's unfortunate that we said that J. Cole, like we said, J. Cole's probably not going to be on this album. Hey, yo. But they are cooking. And the fact that they're, pause, like going back and forth the way that they are as well, too. Like, you just don't get that in tracks. You don't get guys with that rhythm in tracks. Like, I think maybe they do it a little on the Dreamville project, now that I think about it. But, like Griselda, even like Griselda doesn't necessarily do that. Like, you do have, like your West guy, your West guy, who is that guy? The West Side Gun ad-libs. That'll obviously be, like, mixed in throughout. But, you still get kind of a verse-to-verse posse cut situation. Like, it's like a Brooklyn's Finest, obviously, has to be the motivation for that. I'm sure there's probably a track earlier, Eric B. and Rakim style, those guys, with the rhythmic sort of back and forth rapping like that. But that is just awesome, Chad. Ayo, we don't get that enough. And again, the fact that it is, like we can talk about the big three differently, or I guess we, whether or not we talk about the big three different now, Kendrick and Cole and Drake are still, two of the best three in the game right now. Who are the best guys still in the game right now? Okay, Kendrick proved he's number one. Well, Drake and Cole are still 2 and 3. Like, again, it's still, we're still talking about, again, it's, Durant and Kobe, I was gonna say Durant and Kobe in the finals. Like, who's like LeBron and who's not LeBron and Steph, but like right there as well. I guess Drake is kind of in both situations a little bit. Drake versus Kendrick, Drake and J. Cole. So it's like the difference between LeBron versus Durant, but Kawhi versus Durant? Oh, a little bit. Like, J. Cole kind of could be the Kawhi of the LeBron. I guess LeBron, Steph. I guess we need a fourth. Is Future is the Kawhi? Future is the Durant? I don't know. Is Future the Steph Curry or the LeBron? I guess would be the weird take that we would have to figure out. The Tim Duncan, Future is the Tim Duncan of rap. We're working on that take, chat. We're working on it. But yeah, hey yo, I guess even with we haven't even got to Iceman yet. Should we cue it up next, chat? Okay, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Cue it up, Iceman, right after this. All right, chat, we're back, and I'm realizing I didn't even get to the takes about the artwork. Hey, yo. No, they're really not that much. I just thought he was going to go with more of the... Hey, yo, wait a second. Wait a second. I thought he was going to go with more of something... I thought he was going to go with this cover here for the actual cover, which was kind of the branding he was going with for all along. If it was like this on the outside for the cover, and then this was kind of like a inside the sleeve, like of a vinyl situation, or the deluxe cover or something, I think that'd be cool. But I thought that this branding was kind of, I thought it worked. And, you know, make no mistake, like literally every brand was using it when he had that graphic on his website as well, too. So, you know, again, there was like a real takeover with this. And if you would have seen it, again, it like really, it makes sense. I mean, the colorways and stuff, you know, it really works. I mean, I liked it. But, you know, pause. But, yeah, I guess, you know, again, the logo is cool. The logo is cool for sure. But I just think that with the moves that he was doing, it made sense to stick with it, and then, you know, maybe use this in an alternative fashion. I don't know, but I guess, you know, 3 albums. Do we have to double check for the 3 albums? I don't know exactly what I was seeing there online about. I guess it was. I was gonna say on what? Online. Hey, yo. But yeah, it looks like we just have one. Oh no, Maid of Honor and Habit. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, yo, chat. Look at this. Oh, 45, 15. These are actual albums. Hey, yo. 36, 31. So what do we do, chat? What do we do? Do we start with, I guess we start with Iceman, or do we save Iceman for last? Hey, yo. I feel like we might have to save Iceman for last. And start with Habiti as well. I do like these covers. These covers are pretty cool. And there is, I guess, between these two, a collective thing going on here that does make sense. The branding is kind of spot on there. We've got for features Sexy Red, Low Shimmy, Party Next Door, and Ken Dressa. I guess a name that I'm not necessarily familiar with, but we'll get familiar with the performance here on the track. And the second track, it is called WNBA as well, too. So, again, I don't know if I'm listening out of order, but I feel like we're going to save Iceman for last and start with Habiti and go here. So, hey, yo, do we just immediately give him the Martin Scorsese, the cinema? I guess, are we running the album on the computer? No, we're running it on the speaker in the back. Pause. Hey, yo, that is crazy, chat. We're running it on the speaker in the back? There's no speaker in the back. I mean the Bose audio speaker. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. It's not like Tony Robbins is back there or something, but what do we got here for Habiti? I guess on, oh no, on Spotify it's listed on the I guess on Spotify. On mobile it's listed Maid of Honor and then Habiti and then Iceman. Do we go Maid of Honor first? Ho Phase? Hey, yo. We might have to start with Ho Phase, chat. Maid of Honor, does it say? Is there a right order? I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start. We have to go to the Genius and see? I guess let me go to Wikipedia, chat, and see what it says here for Drake's discography. Hey, yo, what is the right order to listen to these albums? Is there a storyline? Am I gonna get spoilers if I listen to the Maid of Honor before Iceman, or vice versa? Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, on Wikipedia it's listed Iceman, Maid of Honor, then Habiti, I guess. Iceman as the 9th, Maid of Honor as the 10th, and Habiti as the 11th. Is this his contract move, chat? Is he getting out of his contract? Every time somebody drops multiple albums, it's he's you know, he's screwing over the label. Hey, yo. But maybe he's just, you know, not screwing him over, still probably giving him, you know, decent music, but maybe he's getting out of his contract. Drake's going independent, chat. Hey, yo. He's gonna save the industry. I guess we'll see. But I guess so. No, Iceman is the 9th album here listed. We will start with that one. So I guess close, chat. Hey, yo. We're going to have to wait to get to the WNBA track, and I guess Ho Phase as well, too. Okay, Iceman up first. Make 'em cry, chat. Make 'em cry. We've got Future, Molly Santana, 21 Savage on the track list here in hour 8. So, chat, we're set. Hey, yo. We are fed. Janice, shut up. Chat, hey, yo. Shout out to Janice. I guess we'll get to that track in a second. Oh, chat, we're playing it on the computer again. Maybe? No, okay, we're queued up in the right spot here. I guess, is it gonna be a lot of mute, chat? Do I need like do I need to just go earbud mode? I don't know. But I guess we can hear it okay if it's going. We might have to lose the fan though, unfortunately, in the background. And you know, again, because of the YouTube rules, we will have to hit the mute during some of the songs. I mean, the copyright, the bots, chat. Hey, yo, the labels are out to get Drake, so they're probably gonna be, you know, looking at his mute. They're gonna be keeping a close eye on the music here and making sure that it's not getting overplayed on any streams. Or I don't know, will they go like it was during the battle? Like this will increase Drake's numbers. They can play the music for free. I don't know. Maybe we're lucky tonight. I'm not sure. Pause. But we got, like we said, Make 'Em Cry to start it off. So a mellow intro, first of 3. We'll see if there's like a similar tone for all these albums, or if it is like, you know, again, Iceman is that complete project, and then he's got the 2 other label-ish projects here as well too. And we are going to have to follow along with the genius in the background as well to make sure we are locked in. I guess we saw more than we thought scrolling through online, but I did also see there's a lot of LeBron references in this, and I don't think in a good way, unfortunately, for LeBron. So we'll see. It maybe Maid of Honor, chat, just one of those albums, just all LeBron focused tracks. I don't know. The skies are gray in Toronto, not a golden color. Chat, what color is the CN Tower? Hey, yo. The city is pretty, just like a flower. No, wait a second. The skies are gray in Toronto. They're not a golden color. Okay, wait. We're different track. Oh, a little beat switch, chat. A little beat switch. Something a little more soulful here. Okay, is it Joe Washington again? I don't think so. If there's 3 albums and no Joe Washington sample, chat, hey, yo. Hey, yo, I guess we might have to do research. We might not know right away, unless it is that first-person shooter mode. But I guess, just for a second, would you want to pay homage to the track that started it all? I don't know if that is the case, but yeah. Anyways, a sort of anthem-esque multiple track song to start off is something I think to kind of expect a little bit. I don't know. You know, again, CN Tower, I guess, didn't necessarily have... Does it have a beat switch? I don't know. I guess we need to cue that one up again as well, too. I guess Drake back in the rotation, chat. It is what it is. But like we said, and this is a good way as well, too, but Drake does, you know... I guess infect is not a good way, but what's the positive version of infect? You know, there is a takeover of the rotation that he can't have once you play one Drake song. Hey, yo. It's quite the domino effect. But I guess it would be nice to kind of know as well too if to update the oldies playlist, get some of these samples in there. Hey, yo. But Dora the Explorer reference. There are plenty more examples that had you going Dora the Explorer outside while I turn a blind eye because it's more than painful. Yeah, I think I also put the man in manifestation. Either I'm too numb to this or the city is changing. I bump into people, they act like we literally strangers. Oh, chat, they not to Drake. Hey, yo, that's terrible. Random intrusive thought, but what happened to Taz Angels? So many people that's not around from them generations. I'm battling patience, I'm battling frustration. I'm about to turn 40, dog. I'm battling aging. Hey, yo. I'm battling the fact the album ain't even dropping. Already they is complaining. He says, I'll battle the label, I'll battle the majors, I'll battle the station till my back in rotation. Shout out to the real fans that knew what I had in the basement. So this is a good track here, chat. This is good. I like the one verse effect. You know, just that again, that's that lyricism, that's that hunger that we do want to see from Drake in a way. Ayo, pause. You know, we're talking about the rap game here. But again, this is where he's at. This is his perspective. He is the perspective of one of the guys that is the best in the game. So it's just about that, that count him out, but still at the top sort of dichotomy that he is balancing. And again, sort of the battle with the labels and stuff, the lawsuits, and trying to reframe that in a positive. Let's not forget that was still a corny move, chat. Hey, yo, it is what it is. You know what? I don't know. You know, do we forgive him for it? I don't know what the right term is there. You know, again, I don't know if it was like a, you know, because nothing really happened of it as well too. So it was just more like again, a corny move more than anything. It wasn't like you know, again, oh, Drake really messed things up here doing this. Or, you know, there was, I guess, that positive, like, there was that chance that it was like, oh, you know, Drake, the positive. I guess if he continues to battle the labels. But it's like, you know, I guess until we actually see it, you know, is it still corny? I don't know. But either way, again, in a verse, it sounds cool. I'll battle the label, I'll battle the majors, I'll battle the stations. To my back in rotation. I mean, you know, that's a bar for sure. Dust, we got a good intro beat switch situation here as well too. Does Drake, what is like the multiple Spotify page situation here? Because we've got in the new song DNA situation, there's a Drake and then there's an Audrey, an Aubrey Graham as well too. I guess that's not, I was like, is that his personal page? Can we see what playlist he has saved here? Hey, yo, chat. Okay, we're turning up a little bit here on Dust. Hey, yo, I might have to hit the mute for a second. Oh, chat. Okay, here we go. This is a track right here. This is an immediate playlist ad. I mean, it immediately ups the value, of course, of the previous track to know that there is, you know, some energy right afterwards as well. Too, again, it's sort of the mystery of like what is next. You know, what is the ultimate, you know, I think I fat fingered into the next track. Oh, chat. Hey, yo, it's a long night. We're gonna have to put away the touching the phone. Hey, yo. Okay, no hands. Pause. Hey, yo. I guess, but, and you know, the intro, obviously, kind of carrying the sort of mellow vibes of the intro, of the first track. But yeah, the bass drop here is pretty sick, for sure. Cause I mean, again, like, call it fair or unfair, like, you know, the man still has to drop hits. It is what it is. Like, you know, I wanna, you know, you wanna go out on the weekend. Like, I wanna be hearing this. I wanna be hearing Iceman out on the weekend, but like for a good reason. You know, I wanna be hearing the tracks because the tracks are good. So this is, I feel like, starting to get into that place, and not also just like, you know, we're playing What Did I Miss again because nothing else really hit, and you know, again, that one was like kind of decent. Like we need, and you know, that's I guess the goal for everybody is to, you know, get songs in rotation. But you know, again, for Drake, there is like that communal, like, you know, like everybody needs the club songs, because he is, you know, and again, Kendrick is getting to this level as well too. But, and you know, this is not a diss to Kendrick to say this, but I think there is a little bit more of a, do you say like a safety if you're just like, okay, who's like the most, you know, again, it's a good thing, like, who's the most basic people that we can queue up? Like, I think, you know, hey, yo, positive Drake point here. Like, if we're going for who's the basic artist that you can queue up, you know, I'm down for queuing up Drake over Eminem. Hey, yo, who are the best-selling guys that, you know, everybody hates on in some ways? I guess, you know, people love Eminem. Nobody hates on Eminem these days. Okay, Whisper My Name, chat. Hey, yo. I guess, is this like an R&B sexy track? Sexy vibes Drake here? Hey, yo, I mean, Whisper My Name is, you know, really got some stuff going on there. I guess, is it like a, you know, I'm an underdog? You know, people are not speaking loudly about me at this point. Whisper My, okay, it says on Genius, I think maybe that's where it's going. Whisper My Name is the cold confrontational track from Drake's Iceman, focused on fame, loyalty, and staying untouchable, while critics continue to doubt him. The repeated hook stylizes the fear and respect tied to Drake's name, while references to sold-out festivals, luxury, and betrayal reinforce the tense, intimidating nature behind the Iceman persona. Chat, sometimes the Genius lyrics are just, the Genius descriptions are fun. Hey, yo, it's like people can still write as well, too. That's great. It's probably just a ChatGPT, you know, but it's a ChatGPT, you know, inspired by somebody. ChatGPT got the tone of the writing from somebody online. We just don't know who. But, you know, hey, yo, somebody was cooking. But either way, what do we got on this? So I guess, you know, again, Whisper My Name, not going to be in certain playlists. Maybe a different one. But Ashes to Ashes, Dust to Dust. Am I the GOAT? Well, probably not. Oh, probably was, but you probably forgot. Okay, I kind of like that. My white label had the white label. When he stepped out, his body finally got hot. Hand me the tools like I'm picking a lock. Had me in wire. Been kissing a lot. My honor comes from the that I do for the ones that I love. It's between him and I. Your honor comes to the court. He offers a plea deal so that you could cut off some time. Nowadays, y'all want to put in no work. Y'all just want to jump to the front of the line, hurry and run out the 9. Baby boy, please. Chad, is that a Tyrese reference? Hey, yo. It doesn't say here directly, but I heard what you said to lil bro about me. Oh, Chad. Hey, yo, he heard him talking. Yeah, when you run into Iceman, what you gonna do except freeze? Ooh, Chet, you not about to squeeze. You not in the streets. Cut them off at the knees. They're standing on business with me. If I'm lying, I'm flying economy. Give me a mother effing seat. If I'm lying, I'm flying economy. I bet I know who I see. Okay, so I guess, and I did like the beat on, oh, I guess this, oh, a beat switch. Okay, shout out. I thought maybe we were in the next track there for a second. I thought maybe we were in Janice. But no, we're still in Whisper. So he goes from Whisper My Name to Janice, stop. Hey, yo. We'll see, I guess, who is Janice a reoccurring character? Oh, chat, did I fat finger again? No, okay, good. Hey, yo. I was like, the screen is, well, hey, yo, pause. I guess we went to pause before. The screen is sticky tonight. Hey, yo, whoa. Hey, yo. It's just, I don't know, the scrolling is getting, so the humidity, chat, that's what it is. But, yeah, shout out. Again, we're 3 for 3 so far on Iceman. And I am also, speaking of the pause, the For All the Dogs experience, like, I am giving myself the fact that, again, when that album dropped, it was like, oh, is this the best album of all time? Like, did Drake just drop, another instant classic? And, again, the more you revisit that, it's like, yeah, I actually just love this project. So maybe, I'm like, am I going to have the same, pause, like, instant visceral reaction that you have when it's like, oh, views, let's go, take care, like, let's go, this is, this is it. This is the project. But, again, over time, and, For All the Dogs, we didn't arrive at this conclusion yesterday. Again, I would say within the first 6 months of it being dropped, it's like, oh, okay, this is in rotation. Like, I can't lie. And then that year, it's like, oh, I guess I've been listening to this more than some Drake albums. And, a year or two goes later, and you're like, maybe I just like this one more than the other ones that have been dropped up until this point. It is what it is. But, again, I'm going to try to give myself, with I guess some of these projects, because we have 3 of them, I'm going to give myself that leniency, that ability to be like, don't be too harsh judging it right away, because again, with an artist that you love going and revisiting the music like this, with an artist that you're gonna listen to a lot like Drake, you're gonna find yourself revisiting these songs, just throwing on this album to listen to the ones that you do love. Again, like this Janice, track, like there is, it's a chill, like kind of, a chiller vibe than the last couple of tracks that we just got. Again, the energy was definitely brought back up as well. A little bit of hit that kind of, it is that R&B Drake that we're getting recently, but this goes to, again, like the energy, where people's like, Drake has no energy on these tracks. But I do kind of like this, this like simpler singing Drake as well too. Because again, there is something to, like, he was really going for it on some of those songs back in the day. Hey, yo, where, again, like melodically, I don't know, I don't mean to psychoanalyze Drake too much here, but he has tried to move a little bit tougher since then. I'm not even trying to be critical or anything. I think it is what it is. Like, he has just tried to move a little bit tougher in the last 10 years. I guess Take Care was 2011, so especially in the last probably like 7 or 8 years as well too. Like, he's definitely really, carried himself a little bit differently than he has earlier on. And, again, there is kind of a funny dichotomy going back to some of those interviews. Hey, yo, I guess we got to tread lightly when we compare him to Tupac. But, Tupac had a little bit of that as well, too. Like, I'm not saying, like, Tupac was, acting tough. Hey, yo. Like, obviously, I think his personality did, respectfully, like, his personality did evolve over time. I'm not saying, I think he became, as you see throughout his music and his interviews and stuff, he was always becoming a more, educated, smarter, vocal, passionate, again, he was becoming a better person. If I could say simply, obviously there was a dichotomy there for sure. But, again, speaking of that, there is also that dichotomy of the way he was maybe carrying himself when he was a little bit younger as well, too. So I do think that when Drake goes to sing for some of these R&B tracks, because again, he does have an R&B fan base that he does have to, pause. Like, he does have to please. Hey, yo, I guess he's pleased, how is he pleasing that R&B fan base? Hey, yo, whoa. But, what are we saying? Again, like, I still, like, obviously, the Drake singing tracks, the Drake melodic tracks. Again, his cadences, his positive melodic flows are obviously some of the best in the game. But I do think that his energy on tracks now, when he is singing, is going to be different than it was back in the day. Hey, yo. Again, I might not always revisit, because some of the tracks on Take Care, again, there's, like, where he's really singing, there's, like, real quality there, for sure. But they are, again, like there is, like, they're real, do I say emotional? Like, they're real emotional tracks. It is what it is. But, again, like, they're very passionate vocal performances, and the beats are just very, very beautiful as well, too. But, I'm not always, like, queuing up the, the sad boy Drake tracks. Again, I'm not trying to speak down on it. I'm just, throwing out simple words, I guess, to describe the music. Hey, yo. Because, again, I'm saying that there's quality in those songs. I just called it maybe the album that I would pick the one vinyl. I guess besides For All the Dogs. Hey, yo, whoa. Hey, yo. But... and this is Ran to Atlanta. Future's back as well, too, chat. Dave, I guess... oh, is that what he just said? Hey, yo. Hey, yo. That's the one time tonight we'll actually say the Drake bar right before it happens, I think. It is what it is. I guess unless we somehow say the Molly Santana intro next at the right time. But, yeah. Either way, what I was saying, I think some of the ways that he approaches his melodic styles now, again, is different. Again, I'm probably psychoanalyzing him a little too much, but it is funny going back and listening sometimes how passionate, I don't know if that's the right term for it, how passionate. And again, funny is not the right term as well, too. It's not, because it is great. Like, it is great that he was being that vulnerable as an artist, ayo, but the fact that he was just being that authentic as well, too, and just, just creating the music that he wanted to create in the moment for the most part. And, again, hopefully he's, creating the music that he wants to create now as well, too. But, yeah, he, again, it's just a different tone in some of those tracks back in the day. But I guess with Future on this one, he's not as, like, as chill, sort of, almost, again, it is a little bit of, like, that Yeet-ish, almost like when Yeet is obviously doing his kind of melodic type stuff as well, where it's like, he's singing, but he's not as well, too. But again, I'm shout out, like, I'm a fan. You can auto-tune these guys' voices to hit the notes, right? That's the point of auto-tune, right? So, the beat's good, then it works out, I guess. And I guess Ran to Atlanta as well, too, obviously, should we say, I'm just like, it's like, oh yeah, obviously, Ran to Atlanta, that's a fact. It's like, no, wait a second, this is on the Drake album as well. So this is obviously, making fun of the diss toward him in the Kendrick lyrics there. I guess this is on Genius in regards to Janice. Janice is Drake's answer to all the online rumors and talk about his personal life. He uses the name Janice to represent the blogs, critics, and internet haters. Oh, so this is like his Gloria chat. Hey, yo. Like Kendrick uses Gloria to represent the pen. Drake uses Janice to represent the blogs, the online critics, I guess, who constantly make up stories about him and his relationships. The song has a smooth late-night R&B sound and a heavy bass, slow vocal sample, musical. After its release, the song sparked widely acclaimed discussion across social media. Listeners tried to pinpoint who Janice really was. People love how how the track easily mixes the relaxed late night vibe with an honest thought. Hey, yo, chat. I mean, I do like that. I do like how the track mixes. This is definitely AI, isn't it, though? It says people love. Did somebody write that, or did AI write that? I think so. People love how this track easily mixes. You human beings love how this Drake track goes. It's like, yes, we do. Actually, us human beings do like Drake, AI. It is what it is. You know, we do like real life music, it turns out. So yes, I do like the relaxed late night vibe with an honest thought about how hard it is to trust people when you are this famous. Hey, yo, that's what we're at a Drake song for. We want to know what it's, what it's like to, be abandoned when you're living in the lap of luxury like that, Chad. Hey, yo. So, Shebang up next. Oh, we got Quavo, uncredited Quavo on the chorus here. On Genius, though. Mish on the beat. All my ops, they dead. Who do they gas up? Where does it go? My head. How much? I got a lot. Don't even think again, I won't. They thinking of trying me. Do like Bryson. Oh, chat. Hey, yo, then he's got a diss toward Bryson. They don't. I guess we got two Quavo ad-libs there. Woo! And Mama on the chorus. So, shout out Quavo doing his part. Oh, we got a Polymarket drop. Okay. The Drake, the modern references, obviously, giving us a snapshot of our times. Hey, our times in art. Drake mentioning Polymarket is literally what it is. It's like, I guess they didn't have the equivalent of these types of things, back in the day, because a lot, and maybe we just are we reading the wrong poetry in school? I don't know, but it is obviously a lot of the philosophical poetry, or it's life has two paths, life is like a tree, life is like this river. I mean, obviously, you get a good Bible verse or something along those lines. Check the scriptures. Obviously shout out. But for some of these poems again can get a little better. What's the equivalent of the 14th century Polymarket? There's just no references to 14th century pop culture in any of these poems. Hey, yo, what was going on? Nobody's ever in shout out Da Vinci, the man painted the smile, didn't he? I guess, hey, yo, we're not the ones ghostwriting for, Renaissance. The Renaissance rappers, chat, who are the rappers in the Renaissance? What are the poems? There's no references to pop culture in the poems. Hey, yo, can we just, pull up a Renaissance? I guess when was even the Renaissance? 16th century? Hey, yo, can we go 16th century rap poem, chat? Hey, yo, let's see what we got. There's nobody would ever shout out a Polymarket. 16th century battle? Hey, yo, most famous record flighting took place in the 15th century. Royal King. Poets William Dunbar and Walter Kennedy exchange creative insults and flex their poetic flow, chat? Whoa! William Dunbar versus Walter Kennedy. Wait a second. Let's look this up here real quick. William Dunbar, poet, versus, was it Walter Kennedy? Was that the name? We're going with it, chat. Hey, yo. Sounds like more of a 19th century poet than a 16th century poet, but either way. William Dunbar versus Walter Kennedy. Here we go. The flighting of Dunbar and Kennedy. It has its own Wikipedia page. It really is like Drake and Kendrick. And what track is this, chat? Immediately the beat kind of catches my attention here. Make 'em pay? Okay, not bad. Shebang and Ran to Atlanta were pretty good, but I don't know if those were necessarily major standout tracks. We might have to go back and revisit some of the lyrics on those tracks. Talking over them, I'm sure didn't help. But in terms of, just again, production anyways, the chill value of this track definitely stands out right away. And he is definitely back in his, rap bag here as well, too. You can just hear him going in the background. Pause. But, hey, yo. But what does this say, chat? For a second, we got to go back in time here real quick to this old battle. The earliest surviving example of the Scottish version of flighting genre in poetry. So it's a contest consisting in exchange of insults between two parties, often conducted in verse. Hey, yo. The genre takes a form of a contest or war of words. Chat, this is a movie. Who's the modern day Walter Dun or what's it called? William Dunbar and Walter Kennedy. I feel like we need to get Ralph Fiennes in this. Hey, yo. Is it appropriate to, bring some diversity in and recast one of them as a, maybe a black man or something like that? Ralph Fiennes versus do we just immediately Idris Elba? Obviously, Chet. That's our move for diversity. Idris Elba, shout out. Shout out Idris Elba though. We would love to. The movie's not gonna be bad if we have Idris Elba. That's for sure. I was thinking more of old, and I was honestly thinking of guys now as well too that maybe are a little underrated. But I think it's the James Bond thing. Obviously, it's just unfortunately, I actually that would have been amazing to see. I would have loved that. Beast. Hey, he's good in Beast, so he would have been good in James Bond, obviously. But it did became the conversation itself unfortunately became a bit of a stereotype of again it's almost it is kind of unfortunate as well that like if you just like are like if you were just like having obviously all those casting conversations you have out there, but hey but obviously if you were to bring up Idris Elba again, there would be like a little bit of a, if I could say respectfully, like a but I don't think so anymore. I was gonna say corniness, but maybe it was more of the height of the James Bond casting rumors. Again, not that it was a bad thing, but again, it's just shout out Idris Elba is really all that we're saying. But I guess he toe to toe with Ralph Fiennes, with Ray Fiennes, and we're just thinking of him and his work as the Conclave. So I feel like he would just be good in like the attire of this era. I don't know exactly which century the Conclave is. Chat, spoiler alert, I didn't watch it. Hey, yo. Do we have to do a Ralph Fiennes hot take? I mean, I guess if I'm casting Ralph Fiennes, I want to see him in the Flighting Dunbar movie. But I don't know. Ralph Fiennes, I can't say like there's a ton of Ralph Fiennes vehicles that we have in our rotation. It is what it is. We're not necessarily huge Harry Potter fans. We didn't, it was just not something that was in the rotation growing up or anything like that. So, I guess it just unfortunately, didn't necessarily catch on the same way. It probably would have if we had seen it earlier. But I guess his work in... Chad, I'd have to go back and pull up what movies he's been in again. I can't think of a lot of Ralph Fiennes movies that I've watched. He's in the Kingsman movies, right? And those are good, for sure. But those are almost more like an action comedy, and I do like, I like a pure action drama, but a little bit more of an action thriller. Obviously, John Wick is the basic sort of standard. Again, John Wick. Oh, Chad, I was almost gonna say John Wick is the Idris Elba of action movies. Hey, yo, whoa. But again, it is just like that perfect, like, oh, what is your tone of movie? Oh, John, like that movie. You get a whole genre of movie from that tone of movie. Or, a big prestige action thriller as well, too. Obviously, Heat would be, like, at the top of that list. Or The Dark Knight for this generation. Something along those lines. Hey, Sicario. Training Day. Cradle to the Grave. Does that count in the mix? When is Drake going to drop Cradle 3 the Grave? I guess that'd be the game probably dropping another Cradle to the Grave. But, when's Drake going to drop his rapper movie, chat? That's really the way that he would get back in this situation. I guess get back. Hey, yo. But that's how you get back on top. Again, to bring up Tupac, go the Tupac route. Eminem, 8 Mile. He needs to drop like 6 Mile. The six, like the ATL, like T.I.'s movie. He just drops the 6. I mean, hey, I'm in the theater. If Drake is dropping a rapper biopic, I'm there. It is what it is. So hey, yo, if he's gonna bring us on to ghostwrite anything, I guess we can ghostwrite the Drake Wright biopic. It is what it is. I was like, wait a second, is this like an Olivia Rodrigo song? What is this, chat? Hey, yo, we got like a little bedroom guitar situation for Drake here, and we do get kind of a, we get him going for a little bit more crooning in this situation. We get a little higher pitched Drake here. So there is still like a, an authenticity in his vocals, in a way, like that kind of standard R&B stuff that we are talking about. This does, again, this track does harken back a little bit to a Take Care kind of a vibe, I think. Again, just a real stripped down, sort of minimal, again, do I say sad boy track, but just a real minimal, sort of low key vibe track, kind of almost interludes down the middle of the album, but it is a full song as well too. And then we get the drop, chat. There we go. Hey yo. Okay, so that's the Iceman touch in 2026. Pause. Is Take Care with a beat switch. Hey yo. I mean, I'm into it. Pause. I'm a fan. So, would Walter Kennedy, did he have a beat switch in any of his poems, chat? He's like, Dunbar is a dumb bar. Dunbar is dumb bar. I guess that's kind of on the same cadence there. But, again, I guess Walter Kennedy could probably figure it out a little bit better. The precise date of the event is not known. Oh, chat. That's unfortunate. Hey, yo, should I pull this up in the background here? Look at this, chat. Hey, yo. Walter Dunbar versus, William Dunbar versus Walter Kennedy. The OG rap battle, apparently. Hey, yo, I guess not to discredit, what are we saying, the actual originators of hip-hop, We're not going to call it the original, it is like the original poem battle, but I guess it's not the original hip-hop battle, it's just like a rap battle, right? So, again, they pioneered it in a different way, obviously, in the 90s. Hey, yo, see, we can't do that, chat. We can't do that. Hey yo. But there was some similarities between this 15th century, I guess, court of James of Scotland battle of poems, the War of the Words. I want to if the poem as it survives. Okay, in the poem as it survives, there is 2 exchanges. Dunbar opens with a 3-stanza address to his commissar, which pours lofty scorn. Whoa, lofty scorn. It pours lofty scorn on the poetic pretensions of Kennedy and his commissioner, describing what must happen if their self-promotion should move him to reluctantly unleash his own far superior powers, which boasts Kennedy answers also in 3 stanzas with direct, highly personalized addresses to Dunbar, knocking his claims down to size and commanding him to beat his wheest, to bite his wheest. What does that even mean, chat? Hey yo, I still can't get past the pours lofty scorn on the poetic pretensions. I mean, that's just a crazy analysis for a rap battle. So hey yo, what was that track again called? Burning Bridges, chat. That's a slapper, a real slapper. And I guess this is a Drake solo run here. These 4 tracks in a row. We got 21 Savage feature next, and then what did I miss? And Plot Twist. Was that a single? Am I forgetting about that? That's also obviously the name of his page. But I kind of like how this is starting as well too. National Treasures. So, I mean, chat, it's not seeming too shabby so far. We're cruising right along pretty good, and we only got the 2 feature songs on this album. So, Drake is really carrying on the work here. I mean, ayo, as you would expect, but you gotta just love the fact that he is cooking the way that he is. Because again, I guess over the course of the 3, we're just gonna get a lot of solo tracks as well too. But those kind of are sneaky the best Drake tracks. I mean, his features are so good, but sneaky, like we're saying, he is a master craftsman of the songs himself as well too. So he doesn't necessarily need the help when he's cooking. But what do we got here for the rest of this? Beat his wheest? What does this mean? Oh, shut up, chat. Hey, yo. Hey, I don't even know if we're saying that right. He knocked his claims down to size and commanded it to beat his wheest. Hey, yo, chat. Hey, yo. You love to see it. I do think that is how Kendrick and Drake's battle is described. Should we look that up real quick and see? So, again, they said that this battle, lofty scorn and beat his wheest. This one says that the direct confrontation. So I guess this is a little more play-by-play than anything. Commentary. Hey yo. I guess we need to get a good description. Outside the music community, the feud attracted numerous reactions from various celebrities. Uma Thurman jokingly offered her Kill Bill costume to Drake for his feud with Lamar and other rappers. Hey yo, Uma Thurman is pro Drake? I didn't know that. Uma Thurman. Hey, yo, call in and defend yourself. That's unacceptable. Hey yo, I don't know, but I guess you can obviously like whoever you want to like. Okay, National Treasure slaps as well too, chat. I'm into the build at the end of this track. Hey yo, but I do kind of like the Drake building lyrical cadence that he'll do as well too. Obviously 10 times better than that, but when he is just kind of working his way toward and the drums hit, chat. Hey yo, and I do kind of like there is a difference to even this than For All the Dogs as well too. I don't know if I can quite put my finger on it quite yet. Hey yo, but he is, and you say what you want about, what do you say, him taking different styles and stuff, but he is able to move through the eras in a way that is just awesome. And again, Kendrick obviously was able to bring a more local sound to a mainstream sort of platform with GNX, and that's probably, I guess all of his albums kind of are. I guess Good Kid, Mad City is kind of, I guess To Pimp a Butterfly is kind of jazzy, Untitled, Unmastered. You kind of 2017 is a little bit more trap album-ish. And then, so he is obviously, hey, I'm not saying that Kendrick hasn't crossed the varieties, but, he does kind of, there is a, and, like I said, I'm not saying Drake's music is not timeless, but there is just a timelessness, musicness to, what are we saying, to Drake's music? It's kind of like, Scorsese movies don't necessarily feel like some of the later Scorsese movies, like they feel like 90s sometimes because Goodfellas and Casinos like dominated the 90s. But, there is like a timelessness to those movies as well. And like Scorsese's doing his own thing where it's not like, to bring back The Dark Knight, where The Dark Knight does feel a little bit more it does feel though like 2000s more. It just feels newer in that way. I wouldn't say it feels old. Quite yet. It has obviously held up really good, but you get again to some of the sci-fi 2010s especially. There is just a feel to the movies there, but either way, or like Coogler as well too. Like he kind of just has like the movies just kind of like stand alone as their own thing. Like again, Kendrick maybe leaning into the West Coast sound a little bit more over the course of his career. But it is just kind of like, the Kendrick aesthetic for his music. But, again, there is like a way that Drake is able to build off of what feels like is sort of the popular sound. And, again, whatever, that next generation sound sort of is. But then, and, this is obviously the conversation. Sometimes, like I'm saying, can get flipped negatively on him. Where like people where he's just taking this sound and perfecting it. It's like, isn't that what these artists are supposed to be doing? In some sense, like, yes, I guess, or, a guy like Ye as well, too. Like, there is always a uniqueness, a forward, pause, like a forward pushingness. Hey, that's not the best way to describe it. But, there is just like a forward thinking nature to, Ye's music throughout the course of his career, where like Graduation is just like, pushing music forward. Or Yeezus is going to be evolving the game in a different way, where again Drake may be building off some blocks that have already been there, but that's awesome as well too, because again him quote unquote perfecting some of these sounds or whatever his take on these sounds are. And again, like there is like a Drake pause, like a Drake polish, sort of, but and I think that's more in kind of his attack of the beats as well too. But regardless, there is just a uniqueness to the tracks that are on his albums. But either way, what did I miss? Of course, the single that we said that we have been bumping. I mean, off of the album, as you would have to. And I mean, it still gets us hyped, chat. It still gets us hyped. It has been getting. This is how I do know. It's like, oh yeah, you can't quit him. He's still gonna be one of your favorite guys of all time, because it's like, this track still gets you hyped, and the beat switch, it still works. It is what it is. But do we have to go back to the 21 Savage song here, real quick, and look at the lyrics on that one? That might have to be the next, because we did kind of talk through that one a little bit as well. But yeah, Chad, what did I miss? This, like we're saying, it works. So I mean, this song will be back in the mixes again just because of this. But yeah, the beat drop, it still works. It still works. It's a good placement in the album too. A little bit later, a nice little set to get you in for the home stretch here. The first song right after that feature as well too. So a good run of Drake solo songs, but having that familiarity there, I think is a a good break as well too. But what is 21? It's bees on the table, bees on the table, bees on the table, bees on the table. Hey yo, there's bees on the table, bees on the table, bees on the table, bees on the table. Sometimes I sit in the parking garage, talk to my watch or talk to my whip. It's bees on the table, bees on the table, bees on the table, bees on the table. I guess we're just kind of reading the 21 Savage parts as well too. Oh, wait a second, there's more. It's bees on the table, bees on the table, bees on the table, bees on the table. Proposed suggestion. Was this written by ChatGPT? Oh, chat, that's in the genius. That's in the genius. I was not necessarily going to immediately jump to criticizing 21 Savage's songwriting. It is the chorus, so the chorus can be repetitive. I'll give him that. I was going to get to the verse before I judge too harshly. So let me just skip to a verse here and see what we got. Nope! That's all we got. So, I do think that some people were complaining, though, about the fact that, does 21 have to be on every Drake project? Do we have to get 21 Savage if it's a new Drake album? It's like, okay, well, 21 Savage and Drake are good at making music together, so I don't think that's a bad thing to get more songs by them. But also, this satisfies the need for that because, there's no 21 Savage on this album. Hey, yo. It is what it is. It's bees on the table, chat. Hey, yo, it's F's on the table. Whoa, hey, yo, maybe not that. The grade of the song, I guess. 21 Savage is like, yeah, it is also F's on the table. That's what F's on the table. I mean, sure. But I guess we'll call that an interlude, maybe, for between National Treasures and What Did I Miss? But plot twist up next. Kind of a twisty beat as well, too. Makes sense. And this is that, like we were saying earlier on, what was that song? Was it Janice? It might have been the Janice track or the Whisper track. I don't remember. Hey, not that they didn't stand out, but, just obviously first listen through. Hey, yo, it is what it is. But, again, I like the talk singing. I do like the talk singing, Drake. And the bass on this album throughout, I think, has been a little crazier than For All the Dogs. Maybe that's one of the things that would stand out. It does seem like there is kind of, this cadence, this type of song does feel kind of similar to something that could be on there. Again, maybe there is a little bit more, I don't know if speed is the right word to some of the drums on the track. Hey, yo, what was he doing? No, doing speed in For All the Dogs? No, but, maybe there was a little faster tempo on some of the songs and some of the, like Calling for You or something like that. There is a quickness to that type of track. But then you get some of the laid back ones as well with Bahama Promises or something like that. But what are we saying? Regardless, the bass on this has been more prominent. The slides throughout have been, I think, a little bit more aggressive than some of the For All the Dogs moments. But I like it. I like them both. But pause. But this is a good evolution off of that as well too. So this maybe a little more, some of the sliding bass is a little more prominent here on this track. Haven't necessarily been too, overused, I would say, throughout the course of the album. So, and I liked it as well too. I'm a big sliding bass fan in songs as well. Hey, yo, do we have to shout out Pop Smoke? Hey, yo, rest in peace. But, yeah, we got it here, I guess, on this Drake track as well, too. I guess, plot twist. What do we got? What is the plot twist, chat? Hey, yo, the plot twist is 21 Savage doesn't drop any bars. Hey, yo, I guess we do have a good verse from Drake, I guess, on this album, though, in some ways. Or on this album? Hey, yo, on this track here. Still back on the 21 Savage one. Spent months in the corner, just me and my back. I'm used to this. I'm numb to that. I know I just got to adapt. Let's wait on your Spotify Wrapped. The messages you about the message you got sent on the 16th. Oh, there we go. Please don't hit send on none of that. There's no need to check where the temperature is. You know what it is if you double back. Should have put another blade in my back. Whoa. Should have stood over and double tapped. Hey, you should have gone for the head, chat. Hey, yo, pause. We got the Thanos bars in here, I guess. But what else we got? Should have stood over and double tapped. Hey, y'all need a duffel bag? What is that offer they said? What did they put on the table? What does that say on that paper? F that. They got to double that, triple that. F is the that. Yeah, the chef is the chef 2 Michelin. They come to the 6. We dippin' you boys like a christening. Kevin Hart liquor. He shook. I'ma put you in sticky predicaments. Killy might come with come take a stick off like they was transitioning. I'm fighting the man, not suing the rapper. You boys not listening. Oh, see, Chet? See, he is doing the good work out there. We knew it all along. Your boyfriend's a fisherman. That's the word in the industry. Don't mean to be in y'all business. I'm talking spicy, hot, sizzling. Don't stick around if you visitin'. Okay, so he's fighting the man, not the rapper. You boys is not. It was nothing to do with Kendrick at all, Chad. Nothing to do with the fact that Not Like Us was played at the Super Bowl in front of the largest halftime audience of all time. Everybody in the stadium and everybody in America at the same time when probably trying to strike a chord is probably a minor. Hey, yo, chat. Hey, yo. I mean, it has nothing to do with the catchy mustard beat. Like, it has nothing to do with one of the greatest, catchiest hooks of all time. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. It has nothing to do with his ex-girlfriend crip walking on the halftime Super Bowl. It has everything to do with the man, chat. Hey, yo, nothing to do with the rapper at all. Nothing to do with the rapper. This was never about the rapper. This actually, he likes Kendrick. He likes Kendrick for Dinner. Is that one of the tracks on the other albums, chat? Hey, yo. So we should be listening to him, chat. We should be listening to these bars. Hey, yo. Your boyfriend a fisherman? That's just the word in the industry. Don't mean to be in y'all business. I'm talking spicy, hot, sizzling. Don't stick around if you visit him. Hey, yo, bees on the table. Yeah, what? What's the offer they said? What is that what did they put on the table? Better treat me like Shane Copeland. Bank tellers better stay clocked in. Bank tellers better? What? Bees on the table. Okay, Chad. Okay, so there. I mean, I guess we do get something from that song. You know, he's addressing something, but he had to put something in there because 21 Savage sent him his verse, and he was like, wait, 21 Savage, I thought we were still friends. Hey, yo, I thought they were still friends, and then 21 Savage sent him nothing for a verse. So they might have to. Drake, reconsider your friend. I think 21 Savage. I mean, I guess we can't. We're not going to start anything. But hey, yo, I'm just saying. You know, the one verse that you get from him post beef. Maybe is Drake just trying to look bad? Is Drake just trying to make him look bad? 21 Savage by just posting that verse, being like, okay, if this is what you want to be out there for yourself, that I'll make it known that you're chopped right now. Like, hey yo, because I don't know, Chad. I don't know. That's that's tough, Chad. Did Drake? I mean, it's on Drake as well too. If he's gonna be like, hey, you gonna retake that? Maybe that's not the version that I was thinking about. I was thinking something a little more. I was thinking something that rhymed. Hey yo, I was thinking something more than the 4 title letter, situation for the title of the track. But we've got Make Them Remember. So what do we've got going on? He's got Make Them Cry, Make Them Pray, and now Make Them Remember. I sense a theme. Oh, and then Make Them Know. Make Them Know is the outro, chat. So this is like the new timestamp situation. The Make Them tracks. Hey, yo. What else do we got left? Make Them... Oh, did he already do Make Them Pay? Yeah, he did Make Them Pay. Make Them Pay. Make Them Cry. Make Them Know. Make Them Remember. Make Them Say... Oh, chat! I guess that is that Lady Gaga sample from on that Kid Cudi track. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. I mean, I'll cue that one up right now, chat. Hey, yo, that song slaps as well too. I was about to sing it again. Ow, 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 pow, 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 girlfriend. I think we kind of messed up the last part of the sample chop there. Hey, yo. But we're close enough. We're close enough. And that, wow, chat. I have to pull up the lyrics for that one. I'll bump that one again. I might have to pull that one up in the Spotify all-timer. That one could be a sneaky high. That could be like one of those sneaky top 20 tracks. You're like, I don't know if it is like my top 20 favorite songs of all time, but most played, I guess that's what the numbers say. Because, I don't know, there's a catchiness to it as well, I guess for us. Hey, yeah, we just admitted that, but, you know, shout out. It slaps. What do we say? We're on Make Them Remember here. So we gotta, I guess, actually figure out what we're trying to remember. Look up the lyrics. My social battery is drained for real, for real. Oh, brother, we know... You know we brothers. It's never been nothing. I'll tell you, sending me that owl emoji in my DM gonna mend nothing. Don't try coming round when the score's back to 10-0 for real. I don't want to hear none of that. Look up turbulent flights, dodging. Oh, cumulus clouds. Hey yo. Hey yo. Okay, that was. I'm looking at the spelling of cumulus is a little jarring, but. Squares drawn on the line, but we at the root of it now. It feels like I gotta lie, even tie. So I don't know if these wins are or not based on what's suitable now. You don't even hear me though. You put that jacket on anybody, you're funeral bound. But that's like the goalpost. I'm just out here moving around. They say conclusions were drawn, but I'm in super denial. What's the loss? I'll be if I'm losing it now. I'm the golden goose shaking things up at Lucian's house. I'm in the battlefield really putting boots on the ground. A booster seat for yourselves and lies that you tell. If Drake took out the AK, he might be in jail. I thought he was almost looking at this line in advance when I was reading it. I thought he was going to shout out something for academics. I thought it was like, oh, Drake took out academics. I was like, wait, what? But nope, Drake. Testing 1 2 3. Okay, we're back. We lost the mic for a second. The input spaz, but we are back. We are cooking. Hey, yo, okay. I heard they got special places in L. Hey, yo. What y'all thought I was done? Y'all forgot what I done? Y'all forgot about Drake? Y'all forgot where I'm from? Y'all forgot if I gave you a hand, you under the thumb. Covenant amnesia from all you ballerinas. It doesn't alter what you said or how you made us see you. I shouldn't even be shocked to see you in that arena because you always made your career off switching up teams. I never got a copy of the newest rules. Oh, chat, that's why he lost. He was reading the wrong rule book. He's like, this issue of the rap rule book's from 2019. I needed the 2024 edition. Apparently the title of the book is called Fooling Fools. Y'all was writing all summer, pedal bars going #1. And yet y'all trying to tell me who's grooming who? Oh, chat. Hey, yo. I think he could have just left a lot of those things just unsaid. I guess I'm not saying like, oh, just ignore it. But I'm assuming that, I'm assuming he's an innocent man. So I would say, just ignore it. Don't worry about that part of it. Just, again, if you want to speak on the competitiveness, if you want to speak on maybe other things, that's fine. But I think we're going to just leave that part of the conversation in that part of the conversation. But, again, obviously, like we're saying, there is an iconic line that is, obviously a little bit of a harsh line for, not even just the person is being said at it. Obviously has a obviously a crazy connotation to it as well, but it is what it is. I say this lightly, but I think we all say it when we made it the most streamed song of the year or whatever, but it was obviously masterfully executed, and there is just, again, a way that it's crafted in the song that just it works. So, again, I'm not saying that maybe he can't craft a response to certain allegations that can work, but again, like, it really has to be on that level of that type of a thing. And I just don't think that this type of bar, just dropping it in there as part of like a lyrical situation, works. I mean, he did get off in the Heart Part 6 a little bit of, those tangents where you're just like, oh, okay, hey, yo, I don't think that was maybe the best worded statement there. But, either way, obviously, he's just mentioning it and kind of moving through it. Hey, yo, comb through his hair before you cut me for a new recruit. Before you say toodle doo. Chat. Unfortunately, can you be the greatest rapper of all time if you say toodle doo? Hey, yo. Toodaloo. 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 Before you say toodaloo off a hit that keep popping up on your Google News. Chat. Hey, yo. Hey, yo, that one's a little bit of a head scratcher. I'm not gonna lie there. I mean, there's been a lot of heat on this album so far, but that one is a little strange. That one's a little strange. I like the creativity. Obviously, rapping toodaloo with Google News is, I mean, it does rhyme. You gotta give him that. But toodaloo, chat? Toodaloo. I mean, can we just read that? And that's, I guess, can we read that again? And y'all trying to... apparently, the title of the book is called Newest... Does it go back to Newest Rules? I never got a copy of the Newest Rules. Apparently, the title of the book is called Fooling Fools. Y'all was writing all summer, peddling bars, going #1, and y'all trying to tell me who's grooming who. Comb through his hair before you cut me for a new recruit. Before you say toodaloo off of her that keep popping on Google News. So, hey, yo. I mean, in some ways, masterful lyricism, and in some ways, I did never expect him to say toodaloo. Hey, yo. I haven't even thought about that word in like 20 years. Hey, yo, toodaloo? I mean, I don't even know where I heard that. That's just like, a thing that you hear as a kid. Hey, yo, toodaloo? I mean, come on. What are we doing here? Ain't been in the K since I flew the coop. I was on Colson Ave with my mama. Numbers started going through the roof. And what a disappointment, because I do love a shout out to a street in a song. Anytime somebody says a street, Rosecrans, I don't know, Jizz always shouting out streets as well too. And his motor running down Memorial Drive. Had a country cousin cruising with the Savannah Blamma Hammer at the Florida Georgia line. What does he even say there, chat? Hey, yo, I forget. But motor running, saw the patrol and it was time to ride. Motor running down Memorial Drive. Had a country cousin cruising with the hammer of Atlanta, Savannah, at the Florida Georgia line. Okay, something along those lines. Hey, yo, again, obviously that was Jid, not Drake. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. But yes, there a good shout out to a road, not a place for sure too. Like a restaurant, a good restaurant shout out, a good hangout spot shout out is fun, but a good road, avenue, drive, street shout out is fun as well too. So unfortunately, he's got toodaloo with Colson Ave right there. It is what it is. But we got Bentley with the B. B's on the table. Bentley with the B inside the wings like whoop-de-woos. Spinning downtown like hula hoops. Is it the fair skin or the Jewish roots? Why people want to not see me on top of the mountain like I do the do. And Billboard #1, man, whoop-de-doo. They rigged the game because you fighting the biggest artists. They trying to have me stuck in this position like rigor mortis. Okay, that's a bar. We got there. That's a bar right there. There we go. They rigging the game because you fighting the biggest artists. They got me stuck in this position like rigor mortis. Maybe a little pause. Maybe a little bit of a pause, but it's also a bar. It's also a bar. Turn my back on you just to give you the biggest target. They only know your name in the bigger markets, never in the little markets. B markets, C markets, all those D markets. Hey, yo, you be in the flea markets? Okay, he kind of lost me there again, chat, but he was getting near. He was cooking for there for a second. You might be at the flea market in that code in the 6. It means chances are you taking a plea bargain. You may belong in a pack with some rats like Dean Martin. There we go. Me, Wayne, and Mac, the three amigos. I'm Steve Martin. I swear I'm going loony over tunes like that Green Martian. So please stop. Okay, for some reason the Looney Tune ones I'm good with. I'm good with the Looney Tunes. The markets one, I don't know. Never in little markets, B markets, C markets, all those D markets. Hey, yo. But I do like that. That's good. You belong in the pack with some rats like Dean Martin, me, Wayne, and Mac, the three amigos. I'm Steve Martin. I swear I'm going loony over tunes like that Green Martian. So please stop. Memories of where we used to live, but the truth be told, I can't even see the block. It's blocked by the treetops. Please stop asking what's going on with the 23 and me. He's not. It's my okay, wait a second. Take two. Please stop asking what's going on with 23 and me. I could have fell back like the married rapper, but we engaged. Told him I'm settled in my evil ways. Okay, we got the evil ways shout out. You got to change. Okay, what did I say? To be the number one, you gotta lead the way and hold something over my head forever. You're still a couple of feet away. Your insecurities keep spanning season to season like you Issa Rae. Plot twist, the owls never sees the cage. Chat, hey, yo. I've said this time and time again, and I mean this with all due respect. But I think that we are not shouting out the ladies enough in rap. I mean, the ladies are rappers now. I mean, they were obviously, you know, always, it's to some degree. I mean, Queen Latifah, you know, you go back, obviously, way back. But, you know, again, obviously, I would say maybe a little bit bigger percentage of the market now, more so. And I think maybe more top-end talent is female as well, too, if that makes... Or, you know, obviously, more top-end talent is... There's more diverse top-end talent, you know, across the... You know, just across the top there. But, hey, a water break, Chet, not because we're stumbling through points, but because we just need to... Hey, yo! Because we need to just water break real quick. Yeah, that's why. Just hydration is all. Okay, Chad, I tried to get the water ASMR effects going. I don't know if, like, slurping... Whoa. Hey, yo. I was going to say, I don't know if slurping is the right way. We'll just keep it moving. We will just keep it moving. I guess, again, I was just trying to... We were in an audio platform, and I was trying to, you know, even for content, the water break, but... hey, yo, you know, I guess we need to take another water break, speaking of stumbling through points, but, hey, yo, and I guess, sorry for not scrolling the screen down with the rest of the tracks, but, Firm Friends last, I was going to say this did have an intro sound to it, as I was looking through the lyrics there of the other tracks, but, and I guess we're still on Plot Twist, looking at lyrics, but this does have that kind of chill, soulful, laid-back vibe. So, I don't know if Make 'Em Know in that Make 'Em series is in a, you know, maybe different production lane, and this is kind of a different, you know, an outro in that sense, but either way, I guess we can finish the... Oh, I was saying, yeah, we're not shouting out the... I saw Issa Rae's name again here in the lyrics. We're not shouting out the ladies enough in rap. I just don't think we are. I think that is an uplifting, complimentary... And you know, hey, yo, obviously, I'm sure there's ways that it can't be, obviously. Hey, yo, you know, it's like, I'm sure, I can't possibly think of how it could go wrong. But, you know, hey, yo, I feel like it's a staple of 90s and 2000s rap to be calling out the, you know, again, I think it's, you know, a hot take. I think it's okay to, you know, what are we saying? I think it's okay to shout out beautiful women, chat. Whoa. Am I going to get canceled in 2026? I mean, you know, I'm not trying to go controversial. We can't talk about people. Can we talk about hot girls? Like, hey, yo. But I'm just saying, can you just like, and that's not even what, that's not even what's happening here. But I'm just saying, like, can we, and it's more about, obviously, just the high achievers, the, you know, the successful, the groundbreaking, like, you know, I'm just saying we shout out the leaders in the industry. It's what it is, and you know, everybody's beautiful, Chad. So that's just, you know, it's just a byproduct of that. Not even in entertainment, in the world, most people, you know, you see some every now and then. But either way, most people, there's a beauty there. Hey, yo, you're not far off. Hey, yo, whoa. You're like, I can see the vision. Hey, yo, Chat. Hey, yo. Okay, is that a Drake bar? That might be. But either way, what do we need to get? We need to get back on these Drake bars. The blasphemy you talk and let me know that your amazing grace gonna be delayed? Whoa! Hey, yo. The fact you had to bring those talks to get some decent plays. Goodness gracious. God wanna wipe that little smug look right off your face. All you really did was cap like uppercase. Got him. Pew pew down. Man down. Boom. All you did was cap like uppercase. Yeah. Dodge a troop, but he still finally managed to get a hit that lets you run a base. You need him so you out at home now just like a double play. As for these suckers, that's tucked away. I'm down to put bills in they face. No wonder they be ducking Drake. Bills on they face. No wonder they be ducking Drake. Let's not... Okay, I guess he's just kind of going here. Running to six. How hearing about good times at Lover's Lake? Whoa! And had her back to you while you was sleeping naked in another state? Wait a second. Showed her the time of her life while Broski was having stomach aches. Hearing about good times at Lover's Lake. And send her back to you while you sleepwalking naked. Oh, sleepwalking naked in another state. I was like, oh, sleeping naked in another state? That's, I guess that's probably a lot of people just sleep in other states. But, you live to see another day. And even if you don't, it's just another day? Oh. We ain't crying for your pung anyways. I'm a 6-side renegade for anybody adding more lemons to the lemonade. Sour in the vibes that I generate. I'm 16 years in the game. This ain't Minute Maid? Okay, I'll give him that. That's a bar, chat. I'll give him that. That's a bar. We're back. I guess the end of this is great. Scrimmaging with scrubs for the love of the game, because I'm unamused and all the goats are middle-aged and Muggsy Bogues dunked for once. Even I'm a bit amazed. Yeah, someone give the kid a raise. What is it, the braids? Even when I cut them, I could never fade. I mean, it's Drizzy Drake, like... Okay, Chet, I like that. I like the ending on what is it, the braids. Again, you gotta lean into it at some point. You gotta pick your spots about leaning into the jokes here and there. Again, what was the other one? Ran to Atlanta. Obviously, that's a... that was... that might have been the toughest burn of all of them. I guess, the A minor burn, but the run to Atlanta when you need a check balance, you're not a colleague, or you're not a colleague, you a effing colonizer. I mean, that's as tough as they get. That is as tough as they get, because I guess that's just brutal. That's just brutal. But, either way, you gotta just address it. You gotta just address it somehow. So, you get Future on a track again, Atlanta. Future just hanging out, being the mediator for everybody's obviously hilarious. Future doesn't have beef with anybody, I guess, but kind of does with everybody as well, too. He has beef with everybody until they drop their album, then he's featured on it, and then he just has beef with everybody. I don't really know how it works, but somehow everybody loves Future, and it seems like he just has enemies as well, too. And seems like he's always, defeating enemies. Hey, yo, I don't know. But, Chet, hey, yo. I gotta say, Iceman, he did it. Iceman's a good album. Hot take. Drake can make a good album in 2026. It's still possible. He did it again. Songs in rotation again. I'm gonna need to spin this one again to see what stood out. The initial part of the album stood out, and then I did like the last two lyrical cuts here were really good. What Did I Miss? Plot Twist is a good run as well too. I think we kind of got a little too talky during Too Hard for the Radio. Little Birdie, Don't Worry. We got maybe a little talky through there, but and 18 tracks as well too. But I gotta say, on first replay, did we just go back and compare it to For All the Dogs real quick? I'm trying to think what jumped out like right away off of that album. And again, I guess there is some tracks that All the Parties for... Oh, no, members... I don't know. Maybe another Late Night Little Yachty? I guess, I don't know. It's, which ones do I really, really go back to, and then which ones would I just, skip? Hey, this song's not playing. Hey, yo. But, yeah, I gotta say, the and again, the familiarity with all these songs, like I was saying, Evil Ways, first person of the J. Cole songs, first person shooter mode, but even Virginia Beach or 8 a.m. in Charlotte or Red Button as well too. Whoa, ayo, pause. But Rich Baby Daddy slaps. I love Rich Baby. Rich Baby Daddy's legitimately one of my favorite Jake songs. Ayo, SZA chat. Do we cue that up right now? Hold up, gang, baby, the gang, Rich Baby Daddy gang. I was sexy like you, it's a Cincinnati game. Hey, yo, chat. And the vocal sample. I can't be enough. Here's it. We gotta get that ass, no. Like that coochie breed. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Okay, chat. Okay. There we go. Well, that's all we'll do for that one again. Do we go back to Evil Ways real quick and get our mature emotional cut going again? Hey, yo, our journalist cut. Can we be journalists while we're dancing to Rich Baby Daddy? I think so. Hey, yo. Where did we leave off, chat? Hey, yo. Frito-Lays? Oh, we didn't even get to the Carlito's Way bar. That might literally the best Drake bar of all time. And I'm living out Carlito's Way? Hey, yo. I mean, that's just it. It is what it is. Living out Carlito's Way. Get no bread, you in a keto phase. Wisdom coming out they mouth like some teeth in pain. My whip used to have the seat display where Smack DVDs would play. So Zopa clone baby, I can't rest without the sleeping aids. Chat, he might have pulled up better lyrically a couple of times. And again, he may have been a little too hampered at times by the beef here and kind of the hey, everybody's on me perspective. But hey, I guess he just didn't make any Carlito's Ways references. What would have been the, I guess, or Wemby? We got 2 more albums to see. I guess a Wemby reference as well too. But hey, yo, we got to give it to him. Iceman, shout out. Instant classic, absolute cinema, chat, absolute cinema. Okay, maid of honor. All right, chat, do we have to have an NBA journalism check-in corner here real quick between albums? Because the Spurs are up 30 in the third quarter. Castle has 28. He's going to get 30 as well if they give him a couple more shots if he's still in that game. But Castle with 28, 9 for 12. Edwards with 19 in the game, 8 for 21 from the field. I need to look up the scoring going into this series real quick, and then I guess we can add the totals too. Did Castle outscore Edwards in this series? I mean, you know, again, there is the team factor there. It's like, oh, well, Castle's team's better, you know, even more space to operate, you know, less people focused on him. Like, you know, those are realistic things. And even Dylan Harper as well, too, started to take a bit of a step forward in this series as well. So it's like there's even more offensive threats on the court than, you know, maybe there was before. But, you know, still, just as a head-to-head, like we're saying, the lead guy for Minnesota probably should just have an aggression level. I mean, he's 8 for 21 tonight, so, you know, there definitely is the opportunity to outscore Castle in this series. I guess he had Castle had a 13-point game a couple of games ago, so that might kind of keep him down a little bit. But he is, I guess, up by 9 points on Edwards here if we're just going the, you know, the individual player battle. But it does have me thinking now. And again, I hate to give the Spurs the win with 4 minutes left in the third quarter, but it's 104-76. So I feel like I can safely assume De'Aaron Fox, 8 for 9, showed up to play tonight. Hey, yo, Vassell, 4 for 8. Love to see it. But, you know, if we go insanely biased corner here real quick, insanely biased prisoner of the moment corner, I mean, I feel like if we ask Spurs fans of the game, do we have time to get to San Antonio to the end of the fourth quarter? Because if we were asking Spurs fans after the game, you know, would you trade Castle for Edwards? I personally would not. I'm just telling you right now, I would not. And I'm not saying I would have going into the season. You know, I almost approach it with the coach mentality sometimes with it, where it's like, you know, Castle's our guy. Like, we just got to keep Castle around. Like, it's like there's no, you know, it would have to be, like, so obviously the better basketball move. Like, where it's, you know, like the Nico Harrison situation, Ayo, or something like that. Like, I don't even want to throw a name out there for Castle because there's not even one. But, you know, prime LeBron, Ayo. Like, okay, yes, I guess we have to trade Castle for 2016 LeBron. Like, Castle's like, I heard you. Castle's like, I will gladly be traded for 2016 LeBron because, like, that's an incredible thing. Like, they're like, somebody's like thought that I was valuable. Like, hey, like that would be the, like, you know, it's like, hey, yo, like, you know, nobody wants to get traded. But again, if we can get retroactively traded for some of the best players in NBA history, I guess that would be a compliment. Again, the years individually, I guess, you know, trading for LeBron now for Castle would not be smart. Hey, yo. You know, with all due respect to LeBron, I mean, yes, it would be smart to bring you in, LeBron. Hey, yo, obviously, Paul, like, yes, we would love to have you on the team. But would we? Yes, we would. We would love to have LeBron next year. We haven't even lost the Western Conference Finals yet, and I'm already saying that we would love to have LeBron. But it's true. I mean, I feel like Spurs fans, we love this team enough. You know, we know that, I mean, LeBron would only make, a hot take, LeBron would only make this team better. Like, what are you going to say he's going to make this team worse? Defensively? I mean, I'll just let you think about it, chat. I'll just let you think about it for a second, and you know, you'll arrive to the answer eventually. But yeah, I think we'll be okay. Hey, yo, I mean, it's obviously good to have 5 defenders on the court, make no mistake. But if there's a team that maybe is able to withstand a defensive efficiency on the court, like, you know, and if that defensive efficiency, quote unquote, was LeBron, hey, yo, like, you know, sign the Spurs up. Could LeBron take the 44 Harrison Barnes minutes in this series? Hey, whose minutes is he taking on the Spurs? Not Wemby, not Castle, not Fox, not Harper, not Vassell? Maybe it would be a mix. Pause. Definitely Harrison Barnes kicked out of the rotation a little bit. Unfortunately, that's probably the trade, honestly. I mean, Spurs fans, we would not. I don't think I would give up Carter Bryant for LeBron as well, too. With all due respect to LeBron. Like, there is just there's a salary cap as well, too, like, we have to worry about at some point. But, you know, we're keeping Carter Bryant around. But maybe it would be a mix of Vassell, Johnson, and Champagnie minutes, potentially. Maybe, like, 40 minutes from each of those guys over the course of the series. So then LeBron's at, like, 120 minutes, so he's the fifth guy now all of a sudden. Like, yeah, that's realistic. Keldon Johnson down to 60 minutes in the series is tough, and Champagny at 142. So maybe Johnson plays a little bit more. Champagny, Johnson a little more even, maybe. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, the lineup would be tough to... Could LeBron make the Spurs team is what we're basically saying. But Castle, points scored in this series, 88. Edwards has to have him there. Okay, 118. Yeah, I was going to say, hey, yo. If Edwards didn't have 100 points in this series, I guess even with not starting, because I guess he did play in every game, but he was off the bench a couple of those games. But immediately in game one as well, too, that was such a, a classic battle. Unfortunately, it kind of, it is what it is. It is, because again, they legitimately the only other game they won was when Wemby was out, and it was close as well, too. San Antonio could have won that game. So the competitiveness of game one, unfortunately, we can kind of say now it was a little bit of an outlier looking at some of the scores of these other games. And look at Edwards' numbers. I guess I don't have him pulled up on the screen, but his numbers for the series as well, too. This is going to be an interesting one looking back at, because it's 23% or 23%, 23 points a game. 50% from the field, 40% from three, 87% from the free throw line. So, again, 23, I don't know, 23 a game is, go to the Randall point. I guess Randall's numbers were bad in this series. An OG Randall playoff series, 36% from the field, 21% from three. So going back to what we said earlier, yes, you do need more help from Randall. If Randall was, 21 points a game, they would only have lost the other games by 15 instead of 30. But, again, I think maybe the competitiveness of the course of the game. Like, I think Edwards was more unafraid in game one than he was in any other games. And again, maybe it was health as well, too, because, again, I guess he was, like, playing a good version of basketball. But it just shows you how talented he is as well, too, that we were even expecting, just fearful of a little bit more from him as well. But this is again, for me personally, this is a big series. This is a big series. I know I'm saying a lot, but I think I am, like, kind of comfortably, in that Castle take for, having him over Edwards at this point. And, again, I was about to say the defensive stuff as well, too, but Edwards can be such a good defender when he is locked in as well. But, and Edwards is a more skilled offensive player right now than Castle is, for sure. But I think Castle kind of, I don't know, like, does Edwards have a move? Like, I know that might be a weird thing to say, and that has been a little bit of a question kind of earlier in his career as well. I guess I was going to kind of pivot what I said there. I guess that was a little bit of a question earlier in his career as well. But I feel like it has not necessarily, like, he's a great shot maker. Again, he definitely will hit tough shots. He can get hot for sure. But I don't know if he has a go-to thing, whereas Castle kind of does. Like, Castle can get to the paint. Castle can get to the basket. Again, can Edwards get to the basket? Yes. But even that little layup hang in the air situation that Castle can get to, that little floater, like, it's just, there's an automatic thing there in a way that he can, bail out himself with. And I don't know if Edwards has quite developed even just, again, like a good crossover, get to the basket layup thing. That it's just like, okay, Edwards, again, it seems like it should be that. Like, I would say that, be like, Edwards doesn't have a get to the basket move at the end of the game. Like, again, that just doesn't sound right saying it. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem like, again, it's 100%, fine-tuned in a way. I feel like if we're not necessarily articulating right what we're trying to think. But, either way, again, I feel like in a post-playoff sort of just our own personal, how would we build a team around? And again, like, we're always, whether or not we're thinking about it, but I guess, we just try to admit that we are. But, we are thinking about this stuff in the prism of the Spurs. So in the past, we've ranked players differently knowing the Spurs didn't have a star player. So there has been a more focus of, the individual one-piece franchise sort of guys, if that makes sense. Not saying that that's not important for us ranking the top guys in the league anymore. But now that we have Wemby, there is, at least in my mind, again, that focus of the guys that are, great teammate, fit anywhere pause type of guys. And again, Edwards is obviously that. Like, I feel like Edwards is one of those guys that can, show up in any basketball situation and be a guy that can, find a way to be his most productive self. Again, great defender and has the ability to be a very, very consistent three-point shooter as well. But so can Castle. Castle can be a, in any system type of basketball player, and is just the perfect, as we're seeing here, the perfect complement to women. And I was seeing a short as well too of the Simmons pod, Bill Simmons pod. I had 3 Bill Simmons shout outs here in the pod. Hey, yo, this is like an old school Rem and Sam episode, but I saw a short of him talking about Dylan Harper, where he was saying that he had, and, hey, I love to hear it, that, somebody else as somebody else watching a lot of games thinks that Dylan Harper has first team All-NBA potential is, great to hear that narrative is out there. But it was almost a little bit like Castle isn't that guy. And I think what's great about the Spurs is it's like, wait a second, do we have 3 guys that are all NBA guys? Again, is Harper is Harper first team, is Castle third team? I mean, hey, is our lobsters too buttery? Well, what's the quote there? I don't remember, but the ladies are too hot, the lobsters too buttery. I feel like we might have improvised that a little bit, but the buttery lobster is definitely a part of it. Hey, is it biscuits? I don't know. Pause. Hey, is it I think maybe it's not the potatoes are too gravy. Is it? That might be a pause. I'm not sure. Hey, the potatoes are too gravy? ChatGPT, what's that quote? We can't get any of the quotes or the phrases tonight. Hey, but, our lobster's too buttery. We only have one guy that's going to be first team, and the other guy's going to be, I guess, 2 guys are going to be first team, the other guy's going to be third. But I at this point think that Castle is still potentially the better player than Harper. And maybe it is a little bit of a Parker-Ginobili situation. And I do think there is almost some I guess Harper's left-handed. No. So, hey, do we even know our own guys? But, there is a sort of Ginobili straight-line drive, herky-jerkiness to Harper's game that he has. And a mid-range sort of executionness that, again, Castle's not the same player as Parker. He's almost I say this with all due respect to Tony Parker. Tony Parker's a better player, obviously, legacy-wise. Castle has a lot to do to get to Tony Parker legacy. Castle is a better basketball player profile than Tony Parker, if that makes sense. Again, what Tony Parker did with his basketball skill, and Tony Parker I'm telling you, Tony Parker offensively at the peak of his powers is, cooking Castle. Hey, like the man could get a bucket on anybody. He was an underrated scorer at his best, and Finals MVP. But the defensive stuff that Castle brings is definitely very special as well too. But again, in the way that you could definitely in some ways argue between Parker and Ginobili and who is the better guy. Again, Parker, I think as the team, and it was just the way that the team functioned as well too. I mean, Parker's skill set as the point guard. Like if they ran the team through Ginobili, I think it was. And again, this is honestly the skill set of Ginobili as well too. Maybe this is the Ginobili is the better player take. But I don't think Parker could have played off the ball the way that Ginobili could have. Versus, I think Ginobili runs the team about as 95% about as well as Parker. Again, I think Parker was ultimately the better point guard. There's no denying that. But I think that Ginobili is 90 to 95% the point guard that Parker is. Just creating offense and off the ball. He's I think and yeah, I'm probably underrating Parker off the ball as well too. He did have a corner 3 element to his game. I'm sure he could have you don't see him necessarily running around screens and popping out for 3, but in the 2010s, him off the ball for that mid-range stuff was deadly at that time, and it was a very, very effective. They were using those baseline screens and him running around that, and again, he was just sort of popping up in the mid-range instead of JJ Redick, bringing it all the way out for 3. Hey, but again, you could argue, like we're saying, Parker ran the team most of the time as the point guard, got the Finals MVP that one year. But in 2005, I mean, Ginobili was just as important to that Finals almost as Duncan was from a scoring standpoint. I think Ginobili was the lead scorer in that Finals. So you could have argued Ginobili should have been the Finals MVP in 2005 if you were just trying to give the big 3, all a nod at 5. Whoa, hey, I mean, whoa. But what are we saying? But either way, what are we, Robert Kraft over here giving him gift cards to the massage parlor? Hey, you have to get the big 3 a nod. But I don't even know if that's a saying, but it is now. Hey, I guess now that the Rem and Sam pod is, what do we say? Spoke it into existence. But again, Robert Kraft would have gotten the big three all in nod, that's for sure. But hey, just to give them all, some NBA Finals, NBA Finals hardware. Hey, it is what it is. But either way, I think that is going to be the Harper Castle dynamic between those two guys. Chad, do we just have to start playing the album here? Hey, I'm just rambling about Spurs. We gotta get Ho Phase on and start listening to this track. Hey, we're running on the computer again and see what's going. Do we just skip to the Sexy Red track, chat? Hey, I think we do. Is Spotify frozen? Oh, it's a disco ball. Why is Spotify a disco ball? Is this the Party of the Year situation? It might be. Party of the Years, I think is what it is actually. Here, let me get this on the speaker, the right speaker situation, and get this playing here. But, I think that there is going to be that dynamic of both of them are the better, both of them are equally as good of a player. There is really no differentiating, and that's a great thing. As well, too, both are equally as amazing as players. Yes, please, sign me up for that. That is great. So, again, I like, Harper maybe slightly higher up on the high school recruiting rankings. And obviously, I think he was the number 2 recruit, maybe flirted with number 1 at one point. Cooper Flagg, obviously, reclassification was the main guy there. But at the draft as well, too, the number 2. But again, it's only, Castle was the number 4. Probably should have been the number 1 in that class. And if Castle's number 1, does he just have that number 1 pick? I guess he's not on the team. But still, just in terms of the conversation, is it a little bit more of an equal conversation? But, again, he's slightly more, as a year into his career, slightly more developed than Harper is. As well, too. Just a little bit more comfortable in his own offensive game. But, yeah, I guess point being, I would pretty comfortably... I would comfortably not trade Edwards for Castle. If the league reshuffled and it's like, oh, now we have Wemby and Edwards instead of Wemby and Castle, I'm not going to be, super bummed out as a Spurs fan. Again, I guess I'll miss the old days of what this team was. But, I'm not going to go actively trade Castle for Edwards. I don't think that Minnesota would as well, too. Again, Edwards is kind of beloved there. So there is that, hey, let's win a title with our guy factor, I think. Maybe Randall for Castle, definitely a conversation that they would have. But, again, I feel like that is from the perspective of a Spurs fan. But if we were doing from the perspective of a Spurs fan player rankings, make no mistake, it would be biased and Castle would be above Edwards. It is what it is. But it's just in a trade value / team building sort of standpoint as well. Again, I would say that Harper and Edwards is, you still have to say that Edwards is the better trade value player, even with Harper on the rookie contract. Hey, we'll overpay Edwards. We don't care. We'll I was about to make a crazy joke that I didn't have to make, so we'll just keep it moving. Hey, self-censoring. But, again, we'll give Edwards a max deal. That's fine. But the hot take, that's an okay situation. But, and the beat switch here, the triple beat switch again for Ho Phase, chat. Hey, I don't know what does a triple beat song mean when breaking down Ho Phase? I'm not sure. But Chad, I should have started playing the albums earlier. I would get way past my bedtime here. 3 Drake albums? Do we have to save Habiti for the next live stream? Tomorrow we'll do Habiti and NFL schedule hot takes? I don't know. We'll think of something. Or I guess Sunday live stream. Is it Friday, chat? What day do these albums drop? I don't know. 30 points still, 4th quarter? Just call the game. Just call the game. It is what it is. But, Ho Phase, chat. A playlist song. I'm not going to lie. Oh, we got Which One by Central C on this as well, too. And obviously a lot more features, as you see. 4 immediately in a row upcoming. Stunna Sandy, Sexy Red, Central C, Pop Can, Iconic Savvy as well. Goose and the Juice. Gin and Juice situation? I don't know. But I'm assuming that I'm just kind of expecting beat switches on some of these now as well, too. Some of these softer intro type tracks. 403. Is he going to go singing all the way on this one? And I guess, is this a little bit more free lyrically in these projects as well. And again, is this just the get out of the is this the get out of the label contract albums? So maybe it's not all serious. And I'm saying that as, but I guess, you know, what does that mean? Like, he likes making all types of music. So, hey, yo, like, there is a funkiness to this track. This is the second one? Hey, yo, which device do we have playing the album right now? What do we got going? Hey, yo, Road Trips. Okay, Road Trips. Again, you know, Road Trips is kind of a unique beat. Maybe trying to channel a little bit of the Nokia energy. I don't know if this is like an iconic commercial sample from back in the day. Hey, yo. But, you know, is this some sort of Geico beat? But, you know, again, it is, I think, trying to go in that same sort of kooky energy. Is it Toodle-Doo, chat? Hey, yo. Sometimes that Toodaloo energy on here. Hey, yo. But, I guess we still got the core, the lyrics for the intro Ho phase up here. It's like that. Oh, now he's addressing like that. Way you keep biting your tongue. What's gonna be left for me when I want some? Whoa. Hey, yo. We know they love where you going next, but what do they think about you where you're from? And where are you from? What do you forget? And did you forget about back home? Did you forget about back home? Did you forget about back home? Okay, so, you know, just kind of setting the phase there with that initial part. You might be going through a little ho phase. Gotta make that rotate. Your girl saying she got a little... You're looking at her like, no way. But then you gave in like, okay. Now you're both having snow days. And now you're drunk off the rosé. This ain't nothing like the old days. It's like that. So is he trying to like he's just trying to, you know, he's trying to repurpose the phrase. He's trying to can I say reconquer it? Hey, yo. But trying to take it over so people recontext, you know, don't think about like that for the other one. I don't think that's going to happen. Was I playing that song earlier? I don't know. I guess, you know, like, we don't really have proof. But maybe. But yeah, I think that they'll both probably just exist on their own as, you know, different versions of different songs. But we got, yeah, you might be going through a little, hey, yeah, might be going through a ho phase. Got to make that rotate. Want to put that in the car in your own name. Put that on the crib on your own name. Life just gets hard. Whoa. Life's just hard. Whoa. Oh, you don't say. You need a little donate. I heard you want to relocate. Who cares when the people back home say, too horny like road rage. Make that want to rotate. You going through a little hoe phase. So kind of in that rich baby daddy lyrical route as well too. So this is definitely a little more fun to start off this album. You know, again, a little looser, pause, but still some aggression. Hey, yo. Still some aggression of the topics at hand. All these only fan models on the gram. If I slide in the DM and try to talk to you, then I would just be a fan. Just performed for 20,000 fans. Now she won 20,000 bands. I saw that. I could have. Oh, I wish we were playing a game called Guess What's Next, chat. Hey, yo, we could have guessed that first try. How the hell does that make sense, baby? I just want to try to understand. I was saying you should get some sun. I was thinking beaches with the sand. Asking if your manager could come and see what your seeing it seemed like your manager's man. We just downtown smoking, had LSD emotion. I feel so much emotion, and when I'm about to peak, I would prefer that we're speaking, and if you get on the flight and you be here by the weekend. So again, Drake's just having fun. Drake's just having fun on this verse, and this is, in some ways, the best version of Drake. I don't know if it's the best version of Drake, but, you know, the commercial just... this is like that community aspect of Drake, I guess. You get all those lyrical cuts you bump in the car by yourself and the ones that you actually kind of sing along to. Again, that's the actual part of the catalog. But these songs that we'd all just kind of play together and, you know, sing along to and just have fun with, like, you know, he could just have fun just talking about relationship stuff. Hey, yo. just be like talking about women and women, ladies. I don't know, you know, people. Shout out everybody. But you know, again, there's no genius annotation here. There's nothing crazy. It's just him, just, you know, talking about, you know, fatties and baddies, you know. But flying stun of Sandy to Ibiza, fly stun of Sandy to the Giza. Pyramids Frank Ocean feature. X said he left. I'm a diva. Left me his visa. You don't love me. I don't love him either. All the other get procedures. Copy my. You want to squeeze him. Show him something. Make him a believer. Yeah, the Glock got a kick and a twitch. The Glock got a kick and a twitch. Think I was a streamer. Ooh. Okay, not bad. And if you book me the flight, I could be here by the weekend. Let them know what time we'd be leaving. We could be outside this weekend. So that's the Stun of Sandy verse. So we do obviously like the Twitch streamer line. That's not bad. But could be outside tweaking, could be outside tweaking. I guess, you know, going away from the like that. Just redo like that on every hook until you get it right. And then just be like, which one do you like? But is this Cheetah Print up next? Is this Sexy Red? Did we make it, chat? Hey, yo. We've got Sexy Red up next. Let's go. Let's go. No ad-libs to start, so just bringing her in on the verse. Ooh, chat. Hey, yo, verse 3, Sexy Red. Okay. Here we go. Oh, kind of like a funkier Rich Baby Daddy. You know, it does. I feel like they just took the drum pattern and just like changed the clicks. Took the bass and just like made it like go. That's obviously what bass does. That's our impersonation. But yeah, this is I think a good sexy red track to perform on. Lyrical content, I mean, is what I mean to perform. But yeah, you know, I guess you could do all kinds of performances to this track. In a way, it does definitely have a pretty steady rhythm to it. Hey yo, is this a hit, chat? This might be a hit. Cheetah Print, add it to the playlist. Golden Buzzer. Hey yo, Drake again when he makes a fun song. We like Drake with the melodies. First thing, can I get consent? I mean, chat, that's hot. Hey yo, am I a gentleman? Girl, your face an 8, you're a 10. I mean, sounds like wifey to me. Girl, what's in that drink? Tastes like medicine. I need a bit to come take my innocence. Remind me that I heard him again, and it's where I've been again. Rock hard since you stood up, girl, so please don't sit again. Hey, yo, Drake, speaking about being vulnerable on the lyrics. Hey, yo, that's about as vulnerable as we've ever heard him. My goodness, Drake, you know, really sparing no detail there. It says, won't sweat again until we meet again. Bend over, touch your feet again. I'll smack that until I leave a print. Oh, that's the Cheetah Print. Oh, okay. This might be one of the best Drake's hookup. This is an instant classic. Pure. Oh, wait, we skipped. Okay, we were somewhere right there. There we go. We're back. Don't ignore that, chat. What do we got? Okay, we're back. This is Absolute Cinema. One of the great Drake choruses of all time. Hey, yo. I mean, this is like a throwback in a way of, I mean, maybe a lot of throwback here, but a throwback in the funkiness of the track in some ways. I do like it. I almost want to say almost like a 90s era. Is there like some bad boy vibes, chat? Almost like some, but maybe like some Pharrell vibes as well too. I don't know. Hey, yo. Just I guess, you know, just the you know, barely pieces of some of those. But what do we have for this Sexy Red verse? Hey, yo. Clap with no hands. Ooh, hey, we're just gonna get rattled right away. Ain't gonna start with the basic step, ladies. Nice and slow to the left, to the right. Throw it back now, y'all. Ooh, okay. One cheek this time. 2 cheeks this time. Slow it down now, y'all. Now turn around. All right, now this is the time to go up some notches. To the left, to the right. Take it back now, y'all. One smack this time. Left cheek, 2 pumps. Right cheeks, 2 pumps. Whoa, chat. Hey, yo. I mean, say what you want about the lyrical content. I'm a little conflicted on whether or not I wanted Sexy Red to be the one to to redo Cha-Cha Slide. Is it time? Do we need an update? Is this gonna like take over the Cha-Cha Slide now at weddings? Are we gonna have to do one cheek this time, two cheek this time? Hey, yo, I don't know. Can we get John Mulaney on the SNL one cheek this time, two cheek this time, maybe? One cheek this time, two pumps this time. Right cheek 2 times, just right cheek this time, two pumps this time. Hey, yo. Oh, and we got the Central C track one. I guess I have not been bumping this single as much as What Did I Miss? But honestly, what did I miss? I missed this single. Hey, yo. I have heard this a couple times. Hot take. I have heard this a couple times. Because re-listening to it here, I'm forgetting that I do find that this Drake cadence is catchy. Hey, yo. I almost want to restart it just to get the intro there. Sometimes just the energy of the way they start a new cadence on something like this is fun. Let's see if we can get it on the and I get too stiff because I think go around gun to make the lift go down. Maybe I'm not sure if we got it or not. It was a decent attempt. It was a decent attempt. But your face so sweat when I spin you around. If I go ling gang, I'll bring you around. If I go to the bar, I'll bring you around. Which one you not like things when you are okay, chat. We're losing it. I guess we don't know the song well enough to know. Central C? Can we get a Central C impersonation, chat? Wait a second. Let me see. Who you want? No, we can't. It is what it is. We tried. That's just, that's instant. Just call the play out of, just the coach cooked up the play out of the huddle and it didn't work. It is what it is. Sometimes that's what it is. God forbid a girl trying to have fun. I got X if you want to take drugs. Do you want to have sex or do you want to make love? Oh, a little 50 Cent maybe? A little 50 Cent homage? Is that what it's going to say in the lyrics here? Oh, it is, chat. It in there. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're locked in. We apparently know In the Club. Shout out. I guess, British rappers do like 50 Cent as well too. That's the part that's throwing me off. I'm like, how would Central C possibly know about it? He should be shouting out who's the British 50 Cent? Hey, yo, chat, we have to look this up. We absolutely have to look this up. Who is the British 50 Cent? Is Gemini going to be able to give us a good enough answer? Hey, yo, the term British 50 Cent. Oh, chat. Hey, yo. It's giving us information about the coin. No, we want who is the British 50 Cent? We're going to have to go straight to Gemini, chat. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, that track works too, as well. Is Maid of Honor better than Iceman? Hey, yo. Again, I think there is more fun, free-flowing energy on this track. But let's see, who is the British 50 Cent? Let's see, rapper. If we can do some quick research here and get an equivalent of what who's the British Vivica Fox? Hey, yo. That might be a good question as well too. Gigs? It's saying Gigs. I definitely know the name. I can't say I know the catalog. Dizzy Rascal? Okay. I feel like I know that name as well too. K-Trap? Oh, that's just a genre as well. But Dizzy Rascal maybe? Oh, burst on the scene with his 2003 album Boy Into Corner. Boy Into Corner could be one that could be dropped in, a couple of years here. But American and British critics frequently labeled him British 50 Cent or British Tupac. Oh, either one. This was primarily because Dizzy survived high-profile, near-fatal stabbings. Whoa. Right as his music career was exploding, mirroring 50 Cent being shot 9 times right before his massive breakthrough. So Dizzy Rascal. So it's like 50 Cent, or it's like Central C obviously has to be shouting out Dizzy Rascal, not 50 Cent. But, either way, I guess that's the British 50 Cent. If anybody was wondering. Amazing Shape with Papa Can. Hey, yo, chat, I take it back. Drake features are better than Drake solo songs. No, it's 50-50. It's 50-50. But he's definitely having fun. He's definitely cooking here on the last 3. It is. I guess Outside Tweakin's not bad as well, too. And you know what? I think I do like the Sexy Red Cha-Cha Slide situation. I'm ready. You know what? If I'm at the club and people start, any people, but maybe a couple certain types of people, if they start doing the Sexy Red Cha-Cha Slide, hey, yo, it might not necessarily be the worst thing in the world if that would be the case. But yeah, either way, you know, he is definitely crushing with the features real quick. Hey, yo, chat, wait a second. We have to take a quick little response break here. Real fast. No, let me see. Wait a second, chat. Hey, yo. Hey, yo, I have to think I should not be sending a text right now. But your boy has to think. He has to think this is a pivotal moment. Are we going to have to throw the break? Hey, yo, no, chat. We got it. We got it. We can cook. We can cook live. You have to lay out the situation. No, that's okay. That's okay. We can just keep it under wraps. But we're losing daylight, chat. We're losing daylight. What time is it? Hey, yo, we should have responded a while ago. It is what it is. Okay, wait, chat. Just give us a second. Okay, Chad, I think we did the best that we could. We got, what's this track? BBW? Hey, yo, we might need a little Drake track right now. Hey, yo, Drake, the chat GPT, what would Drake say? Hey, yo, now we need the game. Okay, wait, no, we already asked it what would the British 50 Cent was, so we are good there. Hey, are we have to go to another break to close the door with the rain pouring in? What is this, chat? Hey, yo. I guess probably not, but I think we're gonna be good to go. We've got a curtain in front of it. That keeps rain out. Usually, is what I've been told. But BBW as well too. Still feels like it has a little bit of a dance vibe. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is a dance album, chat. This is a dance album. Oh, chat, I don't even, do I say it? 6 tracks in? Am I 7 tracks in? Do I say it 7 tracks in? Is this a better dance album than Honestly Nevermind? I don't know. Again, I'm kind of caught up in the Iceman vibe a little bit. Like, I do think that the lead into this album was not more fun for Drake fans in some ways than the past. But if you, again, think about, like, Honestly Nevermind was good, but there just wasn't a lot around that album compared to some of the others. So again, it had a little bit more of almost, I think, a mixtape-ish feel. It was definitely experimental as well too, but it did have, again, like Maid of Honor. Like if it was the second album to Certified Lover Boy, like that would have almost made sense in some ways. Just in terms of, again, it being a little bit more of an underrated project. And it did, I guess it was the second album. It was the first album of the year, but, Her Loss was more of the typical album, per se. It was a collab album, of course, with 21 Savage. So, kind of reversed this year, where, this cycle anyways, where you have the collab album being the mixtape-ish type of thing with some sexy stuff, with Party Next Door. And, of course, leading into the Iceman album here. But yeah, again, I'm kind of enjoying some of the tracks off of this more than Honestly Nevermind. I am, and again, this is the cycle of now we're gonna just have to go back and re-listen to literally every Drake song. But I am gonna have to rerun Honestly Nevermind, because again, this is one of those albums like, oh, Honestly Nevermind, does it suck? Is it terrible? No, it's a good album. It's fine. There's actually some like classic Drake songs on here as well too, like is Falling Back, I guess Sticky's good, right? And yeah, Jimmy Cooks was the classic that I was that I was thinking of there as well. But the, again, the other sort of underrated ones and just sort of the overall tone of the album, like it is that Tubi classic album. But it's a little bit more than a Tubi classic. Like a Tubi classic that will hit the streaming services like elsewhere. Maybe that's more Dark Link demo tapes. I don't know. But it's like, okay, but it will also be on Peacock or Stars every now and then. It's like, okay, it's on Tubi this month, but then it gets upgraded. Some movies get upgraded the next month, and then some movies are just on Tubi. It's like, okay, I guess Body of Evidence is just on Tubi, but what I guess there's no other. Well, there is one other movie comparable to Body of Evidence, but I guess that Basic Instinct Basic Instinct's on Tubi every now and then then that one will. Does that go to like Netflix every now and then as well too? I guess like Training Day. Training Day will be like on Netflix, but then also on Tubi every now and then. Scarface maybe hits the rounds. Carlito's Way makes the rounds sometimes, but it's honestly, Nevermind is it it's not the Carlito's Way of albums. I think Carlito's Way is a little better than Honestly Nevermind. It's what Pacino movie is Honestly Nevermind like? Hey yo. What Pacino movie's like kind of okay, but maybe if you're a real big Pacino fan, you'll love it. Sea of Love is honestly Nevermind is Sea of Love, because Sea of Love is on Netflix, and I think I think it lingers on Netflix more than it does on Tubi, to be honest. So I think it is Honestly Nevermind's the Sea of Love of Drake's career, where it's like, okay, it may not be the best. Like, it's a good movie because it's Al Pacino. Like, come on, like, what are we doing? Like, Al Pacino's a great actor. Like, Drake's a great artist. So, if he's trying to do the type of music, it's gonna be fine. But, again, he may have perfected it with Maid of Honor. I don't know. I guess True Bestie. This is kind of fun. Okay, what do we got here for the feature? It's like a. I'm not very familiar with Iconic Savvy, but we've got kind of a shout scream sample, but like a verse here. I would say it almost sounds like that track that Doechii has that starts where it's like she does her own version of the hey yo, but the Kanye speech where it's like what would they say if Kanye never won? I guess we'll never know. And she does, and then I guess she samples it as well too. That song does slap as well too. I guess I don't necessarily know the words to that, but that's like the hop out his heart. I only know cadences. Hey yo, it is what it is. It's a hop out of hers. I guess you never know. What we never do, I guess you never know. See, again, we don't know the words. It is what it is. Goal for the weekend, chat. Learn the words to Nosebleeds by Doechii. But that's what that verse kind of reminded me of, was the energy of that. They want to say what Doechii will never do. I guess we'll never know. Up down a stage. That's hey yo, shout out. Like we said, that song is fun. So we do have an interlude here. Where is your stuff interlude? Has Drake had? Oh, he did have an interlude on For All the Dogs. Screw the World, but that's like an actual song though, right? Has Drake had a sketch and an interlude in an album since when? Hey yo, I guess if we're not just knowing some of these track names as well too, there's not like an interlude track on Certified Lover Boy, Dark Lane demo tapes, Care Package, Scorpion. Maybe Scorpion? No. It doesn't look like it. This is the first just skit of Drake's career. Hey, yo. We're pro skit on this pod. We love a good skit. We love the 2000s rappers, Cameron, Mace. I mean, we just like their music anyways. But the skit game? Hey, yo. The mad rapper, chat, the mad producer. I mean, iconic stuff. Iconic stuff. New Bestie, we're, I guess, chilling out a little bit. The features were carrying the energy of the track, it looks like. Maybe the interlude sets a different tone near the end. So, I mean, the totality of the project is obviously, fun that these albums can stand alone. But, hey, yo. We've got 3 standalone Drake albums, chat. I mean, come on, again, everyone continues to prove their point that they can just drop more and more music. I mean, come on, at the end of the day, we'd still rather listen to GNX. But, hey, this is good job here with the music. Hey, yo. At the end of the day, Kendrick's Pause's shortest album still wins. But, these are classics. These are good songs. He'll be in the rotation right next to all those albums as well too. Again, unfortunately, Kendrick's albums will win all the awards, or not unfortunately, but from their perspective, it would win all the awards and get ranked higher on the all-time list. But these albums will get streamed as much. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But think about just him dominating the streaming as well now too, as the way he already has. So wait, he had. Oh man, here I guess we can count up ourselves. And see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 projects. And I guess some of these are mixtapes as well too, like in the listing. Like if you're reading this, I think is a mixtape. More Life, Care Package, Dark Lane are all mixtapes, and then a couple of collab albums as well too. So, again, what, 9th, 10th, 11th solo studio albums. So now he is in Jay-Z territory, at least in terms of the volume of projects as well too. Again, a Drake versus Jay-Z versus, it'd be classic because they have great discographies. But I would still give, Hove's still taking our all-time status there, but if the argument's between those two guys, that's for sure. But again, in terms of the volume over time, like he is starting to continue to match now the legends. And that's what I was saying earlier about them moving into that different phase of his career, or their careers, where, even Kendrick, like you get to 6 albums and it's like, who has 6 albums that are good? Again, like Kendrick only has 6 albums, but also, like we're saying, who has 6 albums that are good? Like, I don't revisit the Beatles catalog, but like, do the Beatles have 6 albums that are like revisited consensusly like that? In a way, and do, again, like Michael doesn't have 6 albums like that. If you throw in the Jackson 5, he does, but, even we got to be honest about the earlier Michael discography on here. I was going back and looking at some of these earlier ones that they had posted from the Jackson 5 days, and I need to even go back and revisit some of those as well, too. Obviously, Ben, but Music in Me, Forever Michael, like, just to mix up the Michael Jackson rotation a little bit, gotta be there. 72. But, again, like those albums aren't played as well. Like those albums aren't involved in the all-time conversation. Like those are the quality projects that, again, if you're fans, you go back and love. But the conversation for Michael is Off the Wall, Thriller, Bad, Dangerous. Of course, we're talking about a 4-album run there that is arguably the greatest 4-album run of all time. But still, it's not 6 albums. And again, the power of Michael Jackson's 4 albums, the career that he had. Like Kendrick is still, well, I was about to say, he's still not touching Michael, but obviously he did the Super Bowl and passed his record, so maybe he is in some ways. But there is still just a mystique that he carried, Michael Jackson, that obviously still talked about to this day, but is stronger than any mystique anybody's ever carried. So Kendrick still hasn't quite gotten to that factor yet. I'm gonna say he quite hasn't gotten because we can't put anything past him, but still, again, I just don't know what, hot take, what MJ did can be replicated. But, you think, again, the star that he was as, like, just the time that it takes to ascend there. You have to start being the star right away almost. And, like, literally he was a star at, biggest star in the world. Biggest star in the music charts at 7, 8 years old. And that was, like we were saying, what is impressive about Michael's career is that just sustained the entire time. And he just built on that literally from 7, 8 years old, 9, 10 years old, all the way, until, obviously, unfortunately he passed. But, that being said, yeah, well, once Kendrick gets that, 5, 6 albums, like, what's really the difference? But still, it's like, once he gets that 6th album, you're like, oh, another classic. It's just like, what is the all-time argument at this point compared to any other artist? Like, does Taylor Swift, I don't know if I can name Taylor Swift albums, and I feel like I'm pretty, like, decently well-versed in Taylor Swift's discography. Her discography. But, I don't, 1989, there was the, see, if we start naming, we might remember more. Like, 1989, Evermore, Folklore, there's 2, so that's a good, remember those 2, you get, double points there. But, what was the, is Lover, is that what it's called? Is the album with Lover on it called Lover? So is that, do we have to give ourselves 3 points, half a point for not knowing? Again, I'm not looking it up because that would, I guess, defeat the purpose. Oh, Red, and then Taylor Swift I think there's just an album called Taylor Swift, right? So self-titled. So there we are. We're at 4 or 5. How many albums does she have? Like 8 or 9 at this point. So what? Oh, hey, yo, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? There's obviously the pop albums. Oh, Reputation. Reputation, of course, iconic. They debuted that song during an Alabama football game. But Big Reputation. Big Reputation. I love that song because of that fact. Like they just debuted this during an Alabama football game. You and me, we got big reputations. Okay, so there we go. A little Taylor Swift bar on the Drake pod. But and guess what? I mean, as much as Kendrick might need a verse for the Swifties, that song also does slap. Kendrick verse rips on that. I guess I don't necessarily remember his verse on that. You wanna live with the bad blood? Nah. I guess that song does play at work every once in a while, but without the Kendrick verse, and it's like, of course. But, or I guess did it? I feel like it hasn't played in a while, but I feel like it. Or no, maybe it was it a Maroon 5 song? That's what it was. It was the Maroon 5 song with Kendrick, not because it was. What's the bar is both, right? Maroon 5 need a verse. Oh yeah, verse need for the Swifties. Maroon 5 verse better make it witty. So I think it's the Maroon 5 song that they played at work. And I was like, oh well, at least this song has at least we get a Kendrick verse at work. I thought at least they're finding a way to sneak in a Kendrick Lamar song into the rotation. I don't think it was like intentional. But I was like, oh, a 30-second moment of something familiar from our outside life of work in just like that beautiful intersection when it does happen, when you just a natural occurrence of bringing your real life into work in a good way. Music obviously being one of the things that is the best at, but it's like, oh, we get this Kendrick Lamar verse, and then it's like, nope, it's just when they just play the song with the beat, and it's like, hey, they also there's a verse with. Oh man, is it? I forget. I'm not saying I would know obviously between Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion if I heard it, and they might do songs with both of them as well too. But I'm trying to remember which one played at work. I guess the manager that ran the Maroon 5 playlist left, so we haven't ran that one in a while. You know what? That's fine with me. Hey yo. But the Maroon 5 playlist and the Bruno Mars playlist, again, make no mistake, Bruno Mars, good music, but I don't necessarily gravitate toward those earlier Bruno Mars projects. Again, if it was 24 Karat Gold, is that what the name of that project is? 24 Karat Gold, right? If it was that album, then yeah, run that at work all day. That's great stuff. Silk Sonic? Run Silk Sonic even, but the doo-wops and hooligans? Hey, yo, like, that is a little 2010s pop. Just like, what are you? And how is Bruno Mars radio only doo-wops and hooligans? Hey, yo. Like, what happened to Silk Sonic? Like, that just doesn't count? And Bruno, what's the other album there as well too? Jukebox something? Unorthodox Jukebox? Or something like that? Doo-wops and hooligans and Unorthodox Jukebox. I think that's right. So, again, I think both those albums are fine. But there is a basic poppy nature there that I think he evolved on a little bit. And even this last project, I think, is a better version of those two albums in some ways. I guess some of those hits might be more iconic, for his career, obviously. You get some all-timers on there. I'll catch your grenade for you. Again, like, that song's okay. Like, if we're being honest. Whoa, hot take. It's hour 3, chat. Hey, yo, is this the outro for Maid of Honor? I guess we gotta lock in to Maid of Honor here before it's actually, it's just gonna be over. Hey, yo. Okay, no, we got a couple songs left. Let's go. But, yeah, and this is, I guess there's some moving that could be done to this song. Again, it's Drake singing, but I feel like, people probably danced around to him singing before, so not the first time. Hey, yo, chat. Which album would you rather, Maid of Honor or some sexy songs for you? Some different vibes, but I feel like, they can accomplish the same thing, potentially. Honestly, I might like, of the 4 albums, some sexy songs for you his best album of the 4, chat? Whoa! But I think CN Tower still might be my favorite song, honestly, of the last 2 years. Hey, yo. I do love that track. I do love Give Me a Hug as well, too. And Brian Steele is fun. I mean, Pimmy's Dilemma is a great beat. The small town fame, Brian Steele, Give Me a Hug. Those 3 productions are just really, really good beats, and he's good bars on those. So again, that would equal a good track. But I do like CN Tower. The city is pretty, just like a flower. What color's the CN Tower? It's clear tonight. I think is it clear tonight? Is that what it is? I don't know. But now we're into the making up lyric parts. Oh, chat, we're playing Somebody Loves Me. Hey, yo. Wait a second. Why do we have the There Will Be Blood soundtrack up in the background as well? Okay, let's go back to the Goose and the Juice. This was, speaking of the Olivia Rodrigo track, back in that vibes. And A Little Die Tryingest, now that I think about it, that song's good too. That song's not bad. I have not really ran that song since the album came out. I feel like I did run that song a bunch, though, when it did come out. But I feel like I really haven't since then. But CN Tower is a good R&B track. And like we're saying, the run of rap tracks there does really work. But I feel like those are still some of his best. Oh, Chad, I did it again. We're just moving to Princess. No, we can't skip Goose and the Juice. We can't skip Goose and the Juice. Hey, yo. I feel like who's the Juice, chat? Hey, yo, rest in peace, OJ. Whoa. Hey, yo. How many rest in peace OJs are going to be said throughout the course of the, Drake album listens over the course of the weekend? We'll have to see, I guess. Hey, yo. But that's the Juice that I know about, right? Am I thinking of, are there any other pop culture? I'm saying this very lightly. You guys heard the word I said before? You know the context of the sentence? You know what the word is? Are there any other pop culture juices? Hey, yo, I was gonna say juice. Are there any other pop culture juices that we should know about? Hey, yo, the Juice. I feel like it is the one, and kind of after the '90s, I feel like kind of the nickname was maybe a one of one, as well too, at that point. But again, like, who else's initials are a Juice as well? So that does just kind of naturally work. Though the Goose and the Juice, though, Goose could be Star Trek or Star Trek. Hey, whoa. I mean, we weren't even close there. I was about to say Top Gun. Whoa. So we got Top Gun and OJ. This is essentially the title of this song here. That's a good movie, chat. That is a movie, I tell you. Goose and the OJ. Is that Naked Gun 3.5? Naked Gun 4? Hey, yo. It is what it is. Anthony Edwards. I was trying to remember the actor's name that played Goose. Anthony Edwards? Speaking of Anthony, second Anthony Edwards shout out, but this time the actor, not the basketball player. Hey, yo. Who's had the better career, Anthony Edwards or Anthony Edwards? Whoa! Hey, yo. I hate to bring it up, but is it Anthony Edwards and O.J. Simpson in the Goose and the Juice, chat? This is our buddy cop film this is our first AI buddy cop film. Hey, yo. Oh, chat. Is that how we test the limits of AI right there? What are people more worried about? The fact that we the fact that we used AI to make a movie and set new industry standards, or the fact that it was starring O.J. Simpson? Hey, yo. Probably both, really just get everybody inflamed, but, I mean, that would really, drive conversation, that's for sure. Hey, yo, O.J. Simpson's back as AI O.J. is back, and he is starring in, any given Sunday, the remake starring AI O.J. Hey, yo, I mean, how crazy can it be? AI, Friday Night Lights starring AI O.J. But I guess it was more of, the action buddy cop comedy, like we're saying. So it'd have to be a new one of that. I mean, again, the Goose and the Juice is pretty good, but AI O.J. Simpson is Blade in 20. Oh, I guess there is one Blade, Wesley, and he is playing him again as well too. So it'd have to be a different Marvel hero, but maybe O.J. as a Marvel hero. Hey yo, I mean, maybe people would be like, what about a Marvel villain? Nope. The man was an American icon in the 70s, so that is a comic hero in some ways. I tell you, not every comic hero has a clean turnout at the end of the stories, chat. I tell you what. But hey, yo, speaking of heroes, I guess Drake, our hero for tonight, chat. I don't know if that's a pause or not. Feels like it is headed that direction, so we'll say pause anyways. But yeah, chat. Hey, yo, Princess, he's hitting some chords here. Hitting some high notes for a second. Still a little bit of, it seems like maybe a little auto-tune-ish, but overall, hey, yo, Chad. Hey, yo, maid of honor. He did not cave in for the label if this is what that is. You know, if this is just to prove a point, then he is definitely proving a point. Like, yes, the man can make a ton of slaps. We've already seen that. You know, his man has a career full of hits. We know that this man can make hits. But you know, if he wanted to just get out of his contract and go independent, then he definitely did it the right way. Pause. Where he made sure to instill some have some quality on the projects. Make sure that these are actual projects and not just throwaways. Be like, well, that's on your Spotify now, but it's just taking up space because you wanted to get out of a label deal. Hey, yo, offset. Hey, yo. But you know, either way, so we'll see. Is this the start for Drake going independent, or and you know, maid of honor? What does that even mean, chat? The Bride of Frankenstein just dropped, so that's where my mind goes. You know, shout out Maggie Gyllenhaal, but yeah, I don't really know what. And it does end with Princess as well too. So a nice little a nice little end cap there between for the album, the title, and the outro. And now, you know, from Ho Phase chat to Princess, what an arc. What an arc, maid of honor. Maybe this is like a storytelling narrative album that we just missed. I mean, look at this. Ho Phase, road trip, some outside tweaking, some cheetah print. Which one? You start asking that question, which one, and then you get into amazing shape. Hey, yo. A BBW chat with your, you know, then your true bestie, I guess, somewhere in the middle of the story here. That's the name of the track. Where's your stuff interlude? Oh, maybe you, I don't know, you know, give it a whirl with your true bestie, and then afterwards you ask them, where's your stuff? And then now they're your new bestie. Hey, yo, whoa. And does that lead a little bit of a Q&A from the friend group or something? I don't know. And then you have to get stuck answering questions. And now you have a nickname, the Goose and the Juice. Hey, yo, but I guess, you know, she's a princess. So there you go. That's the narrative arc of Maid of Honor, chat. There's 2 Drake albums. We got a 3rd Drake album for you tomorrow night. I guess, you know, we actually want you to see the reaction to the 3rd Drake album. So I don't know. We go into hour 4, or you know, we run it back next time. So that'll be, stay tuned for you know, what was it, Habiti as well. I guess we'll have to maybe figure out what the narrative arc is here for this one, though. WNBA, Drake tackling the CBA. So, you know, hey, yo, Drake says, get the Engelbert out of here. No, shout out, call in. But, hey, yo, we'll call in next time we live stream and we listen to this track, because we'll be on soon. See y'all later. Subscribe to the YouTube, subscribe to the podcast feeds. Hit us up, Rem and Sam on Instagram. It's our bedtime, so we gotta go crash. We'll see y'all later. Peace. Shout out Drake. Iceman's a win. I'm sure we'll be listening to it here more, but yeah, we'll see y'all later. Thoughts and opinions and reactions. You know, I mean, what are we gonna do? Not talk about Iceman more after this live stream? So, you know, hey, yo, if you want to hear us continue to ramble on about Iceman for the next 12 months, this is the place to do it. So, you know, hey, yo, we'll be comparing it to Kendrick's latest projects time and time again. J. Cole's Kendrick's latest project. ASAP, Don Toliver. How does Iceman compare to Octane?